That's why I use NordVPN every time I surf the web. Features like Threat Protection Pro's safeguard devices from phishing websites and disable intrusive ads and trackers. Just check NordVPN.com, grab the deal, and see for yourself. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
Hey, it is Dom time. Of course, Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome in Christmas Eve show. Always a good time to catch up, solidify as we head off into Christmas together. In fact, the side question today, I won't give you the complete side question yet, but it has to do with the 7 fishes. All right? And we have some family business to settle. Linda Kearns will be here, but Dan and I have kind of settled it. Well, we'll get her ruling on it also. So what happened, this very heated, very passionate, the number of page views is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's over 5,000. Yeah. For our caller of the year, it was within most of the time that I checked, and I checked almost every hour the last few days. At one point, it was within under a point to certainly under a point and a half to 2 points. That's how close it was, and a lot of people voting for either Joe of Columbus or Scott of Mount Laurel. Then suddenly, I thought maybe it's just a holiday thing. It's passionate, but people have given up a little bit. I didn't think that maybe Twitter is conspiring
what's
to
going
throw
on,
this
man?
into chaos. Elon Musk.
Yeah? Is it the Russians? Are they shot us down?
Or it could be the Russians. It could be any of the rivals that I have, which that's rare.
Oh, uh-oh.
It could be Larry Krasner.
Is it that high school rival you had coming back now?
Yes, that's true.
Uh-huh.
So what happened? It froze at
Mooney.
a certain point, and we can't replicate that. So what we've decided to do, and then Dan will tell you how you can vote. This was the wisdom of Solomon. We were doing higher math to 3 or 4 places. By our count, Joe now has a 4-vote edge out of the 178 cast. Even though it wavers between 3, but it's on the high side. It's over 3.5 in percentages. So we rounded it up to 91 votes for Joe, and Scott on the other side with 87. That makes 178. So we're going to count that. Joe has a +4, meaning if Scott ends up only ahead by 3 votes, then Joe will be the champion. And we're going to extend the voting now. You can go to
a voter extension.
A voter extension act here. Nobody can stop it either. It's runaway.
Wow.
Linda Kearns can't stop it.
Executive order.
Executive order. Scott Presler, I commute the sentence of everybody on death row around the world. Is what it is. No, I want to enforce on Christmas Eve, take them out. Can't do that on Christmas Eve. Why not? Think about what they did, which I'll get to. So you go to at Dom Show 1210, at Dom Show 1210. You can vote for either Joe of Columbus or Scott of Mount Laurel. And, Dan, we're going to extend it now just to kind of make up with what I think the lost time was without triggering Twitter to shut down until 2 o'clock on Friday, December 27th. At that point, I'll announce who the winner is, and then we'll talk about it in the heated caller of the year. Dan, what would you like to add?
It's upsetting. It really is. And there's nothing that we here at the show could have done. We tried to look if we could fix it, if X would unfreeze it, but nope. It looks like someone it just has something out for you there, Dom, and it's frozen, and it's nothing. It's sad. I wish we could do something about it, but it looks like already Scott has 2 votes in, so that, handicap has already been, moved to 2 rather than 4.
Okay.
Get out and vote at Dom Show 1210.
Yeah, and we don't know if you voted before or didn't vote. It doesn't matter. It's all fresh here. You can vote again. You can do the same things again until 2 o'clock this Friday. And it is a thrilling race for Caller of the Year. 2 great guys. I see a lot of endorsers. Fisher Pine, Leslie into the ring. A lot of Joe of Columbus endorsers. All fine. All you have to do is go and vote. Don't forget, do it now so that you don't have to think about it over Christmas. and we'll announce the winner on Friday. Dan, I've never heard of this happening, though. Is that a glitch in the system?
Apparently, like if you Google my X, poll froze. It's a recurring issue that X is not ironed out. So, Elon always talks about this efficiency, but
right,
we can't run polls on X. What does that say about the efficiency of the government, Mr. Musk?
Well, that's right. Yeah, no, it's the first time it's happened with anything that I've done. So yeah, it's all good. All right, so we'll talk about everything like we do, mix in a lot of stuff. As I said, 7 fishes will be up for debate when I give you the side question here in a moment. And if you are doing 7 fishes, we did 7 fishes for years, and it's coming back next year. I have somebody helping now. In fact, 2 people have volunteered because, the ticketing and the keeping up with this. And oh, goodness, I needed somebody to do that. I think we have that in place. The number of people that still come up to me, what happened with 7 fishes? Well, there was COVID. But Gallows, Jim Harvey over at Gallows, is the perfect spot for us. We actually even have the entertainers. I could even tell you who the person of the year would be that we got to get there. Scott Presler, of course. But then there might be others that we've given roles to around this. And it is a spectacular event. So we'll get to that on the side question here. Let me get to it right now. I'll give you the side question because Dan has a contention here. Going to a Borowski on 7 fishes knowledge, I have to look that up. That seems to be a little bit off kilter.
Yeah, I just take issue with a lot of you Italians out there that kind of, take the easy layup rather than go for the dunk on 7 fishes day.
Yeah. Anything remotely. Now, the one year we did it over at V, or is it View? Is it V or View? It's over on North Broad, around Broad and Brown.
It's too rich for me either way, so.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah?
It was so hot, 7 fishes that year. We had a car sponsor, Steve Avidian, and they pulled a bunch of cars on the sidewalk with spotlights on them.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
We had parkers. We had valet parking because of the demand, and the feast extended.
You had spotlights?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Well, of course, when I come in, it was a tuxedo event. We honored Alan West, flew him in, and we didn't know that Scott Rudder was a buddy of his, and what's the name? I see Alan West jumping off the stage thinking, what the hell is he doing? He's running to hug and meet Scott Rudder. They were both in Iraq, knew each other, both colonels, lieutenant colonels, I guess. Spectacular event. So we've done stuff like that. And again, anytime that you do this, it's a massive undertaking. We did have 7 fishes, I believe, that year. But to get to 7 fishes.
But side by 7 fishes, did you actually have 7 fishes?
Yes, I think they were all there.
Yeah.
I think my book, I can Google it again. The calamad and stuff like that. That's the cod. Yes, they're all fish.
No.
Of course they count. Yes.
Why? This really annoys me. Every holiday season, I get invited to these 7 fishes, and I go, and they have shrimp, and they have calamari, and they have clams as a fish. Those are seafoods. Those are shellfishes. That's a different category from fish.
I think calamad counts as a fish.
You need like a salmon, a cod,
and you start to run out of them.
It's a squid.
I would still count it in the fish category for these purposes.
Is squid a fish? No, a squid is not a fish, but it is a type of seafood.
Okay. Yeah, I know it's
That's
a type
Google
of seafood.
says.
I think Google needs somebody else helping them. For this, we've done it with that, and Italian experts tell me it's okay. But I need to hear from someone who has done or is doing 7 fishes. I got the idea from Joe Bag of Donuts.
Is shrimp a fish?
No, I wouldn't count shrimp.
So why is squid a fish?
The calamad, I forget what the ruling was. I have to think about that. So you may tell us what counts, and getting 7 fish together, it's more the concept. If you have to strain to get that last fish, that could be difficult. Joe Sparaglia, Joe Bag of Donuts, may he rest in peace. He was the guy who originated on the show with me talking about this. We'd bring him on every year. Why Joe Bag of Donuts? Well, when you go somewhere, you got to bring something, and he always brought donuts. Joe, Bag of Donuts. All-time great nickname.
Really?
Nobody called him
I didn't know that's why his name was Bag of Donuts.
Yeah, Joe Bag
he actually brought a bag of donuts.
Yeah, he brought donuts.
Makes sense.
Wherever he went. Made sense.
Yeah.
He was the archivist of old-time South Philly and Italian traditions. So jump in, 855-839-1210. If you've done 7 fishes here, settle this with us. How do you reach the 7 fish, or do you say you got to have?
Does linguine and clams count as a fish at 7 fishes?
No, we never did it with clams. And Jim Harvey, if you're listening, I don't know if we came close to 7 fishes there, because for the restaurant to do it, it's really hard. You really have to go out of your way.
Can help you with those 7 fishes, though.
Who's that?
Captain Chucky.
Oh, that's right. Yes, yeah. Captain Chucky's always there. We got a special new thing with Captain Chucky I'm going to tell you about a little bit later this hour. A book by the captain for kids.
Ooh.
We'll unveil that. You can get it at all Captain Chucky's. So, side question today, 7 fishes. Hit us with something that has 7. There are 7 of these. 7 is a magic number. 7 is a lucky number. Something with 7. So I'll take some of the most obvious off. And then I have one I think is pretty clever. The 7 deadly sins.
Oh, I'm really bad with those.
Yeah, I mean, even in...
Sloth.
Yeah.
Gluttony.
Sloth, gluttony, lust.
Yeah. Lack of pride. Oh, wait, no.
That's not, yeah. So in this situation, even the faith stopped at 7. 7 continents. All right, is another prime one.
Okay, yeah.
And the one I'm going to take off that always intrigued me, because I'm a big believer that Scott of Mount Laurel, or even I, if Dan were 7 feet, not 6'7" 9/10, 7-footers, if you can't make it to the NBA bench at least, you're not trying hard enough. It's still rare to actually have a legit 7-footer. So if you're 7 foot, and you actually play basketball, and then you can actually run up and down. You know what I mean? They're going to they'll let you come to a training camp at least to be a 7-footer. It's still pretty rare, I think. Even out of the billion people or whatever it is in China, I don't know how many are 7 feet. I don't know how many I don't think we have a 7-footer listening, because if they say they are, I'd have to measure them.
No, there's going to be at least one 7-footer listening.
I think they're lying.
I'm definitely not the tallest person tuned into this program right now.
You think there are people really 6'9"?
I mean, let's try, if you happen to be listening, 855-839-1210, let's try to find our tallest listener today.
Yeah, and if you're taller than me, that's preposterous too.
Yeah.
But realize I'm not taking a picture with you, so get that out of your mind.
So to be clear, I'm 6'7" and 9/10. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's on the teetering on the 6'8" thing.
There you go. So
yeah,
you're bigger than that. Call us, and we'll start from there.
And at what height do you become sort of freakish? I would say 6'8". No.
No, I think 6'8" is pretty freakish. Once you start running out of places to buy clothes.
Yeah, but it's not freakish. 7 foot. It's got to be.
I turn heads.
I mean,
what's the definition of freakish? I mean.
Yeah. Well, the ideal height to me would be 6'3" and 1/8.
I think in 1887 I would have been a carnival act.
You think so? Yeah, you might have been. Not that many then. All right, so it's 855-839-1210. You can get that in. Now, of course, today we will talk about all the things that are happening. And coming up, I will play you a little bit of this family. We hear these people, and even on the day of Christmas Eve, it doesn't stop me. Not going to stop me. In fact, more today to call out the Catholic bishops, these weasels, putting out this letter supporting Joe Biden. I'm looking yesterday at the names, and it's a name of the people he commuted the death sentence to. That in Philadelphia, Lord Dan, and you weren't anywhere near the Philadelphia market. I forget when this guy was big-time news. He always used to be in the news. Headline, Inquirer, North Philly drug kingpin, Kabani Savage. When the guy's name is Savage.
It's a great last name.
Yeah, he's on federal death row for 12 murders, including a 2004 firebombing that killed 4 children. One was only 15 months.
Gosh.
And 2 adults will now serve a life sentence instead, thanks to Joe Biden, if it is Joe Biden. Now, look, I know we want to tell Republicans to get on with new business, They might even be out of session. I think they're back on January 3rd. I think they should order an immediate investigation of Biden. Is he really signing these things? Who's really doing this? Is he actually, are they sitting him down and making him, is it Dr. Jill Biden? Who is doing this? It may not be the Biden trying to cover up for giving Hunter Biden. But this guy had a confederate of his in the drug trade.
Buying him dinner every night for the rest of his life?
Yeah.
Like our taxpayer funding is going to fund this guy in jail.
Oh, exactly. This guy in North Philly had a guy who went state's evidence. So instead of trying to take him out, I mean, he just incinerated most of a block, killing all those people in the one fire. They convicted him of 12 murders in addition to this one. But who knows how many he actually did. So we're supposed to, as we go into the holidays, of course, but seeing this, I've seen the pain of victims. You know, not everybody can be a Marine Faulkner who soldiers on against all this. And the culture, society tells you, well, that's not going to bring them back. Why are you so savage on this? And my ire, Joe Biden has always been a dope. He's always going to be a dope. He's cognitively in decline, but he's a political animal. He's a bad guy. He always has been a bad guy. He's not Joe, how's your mother doing guy. He's a bad guy, and he always has been. U.S. Catholic bishops, Archbishop Timothy Broglio, issued a statement saying these commutations are a significant step in advancing the cause of human dignity and respect from human life from the womb to the tomb in our nation. Yo, buddy, take off your collar. Stop it already. From the womb, where are you guys standing up for life and telling us to the tomb and human dignity? I'll play you coming up the family who this Christmas learns that the justice system doesn't work for them after their loved one was murdered in cold blood. Just the nerve of these enablers up and down the line. Well, I'm thinking today, too, of a guy who's similar to Joe Biden. That would be Pope Francis, lecturing us in his getting ready for a Christmas message about children being gunned down by the Israelis, genocide in Gaza. The nerve of these people. And we're supposed to stand by idly as they use the holidays. Biden is using these holidays. He's using these holidays to cover up his tantrum or what his handlers want or what in some god-awful version of the Catholic faith. Biden might be a true Catholic now. Yeah, he might be. People who blanch at righteous punishment, and there's a lot of reasons that I've given you why the death penalty is needed. Yet, when it comes to life in the womb, as the bishop just mentioned, they're fine with going forward with abortion up until who knows what level. Pope Francis and Joe Biden both have a lot in common. I don't think the Pope is the smartest Pope we've ever had. I think he's pretty much a dullard. And Joe Biden and this Pope are both a form of Catholicism that is not in step with anything I think anybody recognizes. But the bishops on these days lecturing about human dignity as these families suffer a second blow after the initial blow. So imagine this guy, even the Inquirer in North Philly, they have him on 12 murders that we know of. God knows how many were committed. 15-year-old firebomb, whole thing. Well, what good is it going to do to execute him? Would you like to tell that to the victims? Would you like to tell them what good it might do? All right, so we got a lot of fun things mixed in throughout the show, but we'll update you on a lot of stuff happening. And Biden, remember, still has about, well, not 30 days. I'm calculating it. He has close to a month left in office. There's got to be something done with that, too. Shorter transition time. once the election's over, you got a week to get out of the White House. That's it. And the pardoning power, that has to be greatly curtailed, constitutionally, of course. But it ought to be looked at. We go through this every time. And then he fades off into the wilderness. Just think of the damage this man and his wife and his punk son, just think of what they've done. All right, phone lines are 855-839-1210. I need some seven fishes, people, though. You got to get in now. You got to tell us, do you stretch it? Dan's a purist on this. I think it's all about the attempt. I think that's what Joe Bag of Donuts would say. You know, it's all about trying to get close to that moment where you're following this tradition of seven fishes. I miss Joe Bag of Donuts quite a bit. First time he came on, Dan, I was on the overnight show, then midnight to 5:30. And I never kept a guest even a half hour. I had him 3 hours, and I still had a full board of callers. I just couldn't bring myself to stop because he had written these books about the neighborhoods in Philadelphia, about growing up and all these customs and people, etc. And people wanted the book. Right at that point, I told them, I can't go outside the door and sell you the book. It was hundreds and hundreds of them. So he became a fixture. That's where I started with the Feast of the Seven Fishes. The first year that we did it over at Broad and Walnut. Great spot there. And we had on the woman that did the cooking show in person. What's her last name? Begins with a B. From PBS, among others. The Cardinal there. One year we had Supreme Court Justice, Mayor, Governor, and all that. And DA. Those days are not happening.
That is a strange crowd he got there, Dom.
Yeah, no, all at once. Yeah. I had guys coming from...
You're not talking Julia Child, right? She wasn't there.
No, it wasn't Julia Child. No.
Pretty awesome it was.
Yeah, it'll come to me.
Yeah, we'll get it at some point.
Branovich.
Was it like a local cooking show?
Oh, no, it's national.
National?
Yeah, I think it was Lydia Branovich, but it was Italian. What the heck? It's a while ago. All right.
Someone out
vote
there
right now. How's the vote going? Is it a tie yet? Who's ahead?
It's a really close. Oh, my gosh. 26 votes so far, 50-50, Dom, 13-13.
Oh,
yeah.
God. So Joe of Columbus still has a 4-vote lead.
Lydia Bastianich, right?
Yes, that's who it was. Yeah. Sorry. And Frankie Valli imitator, who people thought it was Frankie Valli, was good. They were doing the Jersey voice, and I got him to come over. Stuff like that.
What an awesome show that sounds like.
Oh, yeah. No, all in one year. It was beyond belief, the people that were there. There you go. But we're going to do it again. What qualifies as the Feast of Seven Fishes? In addition to that, hit us with something seven. I see a good one already. I think there's 1 million sevens out there. It is a lucky number. Dan, what was yours again?
I didn't take one yet.
That's right. I didn't think so.
I'll take how about the guy that you despise, Maisie despises, but I'm kind of a fan of him. Number 7 from the Falcons, then the Eagles, Michael Vick.
No, I don't despise him. I said no, not anymore. I mean, I went to the ends of the earth. But after I've interviewed him and after he stood up for Riley Cooper, the racist receiver for the Eagles who got into trouble over in Camden, I interviewed him. I think he's a redeemed guy.
Yeah.
And that's like 7, 8, 10 years ago. And I said then, he's a symbol of redemption. No, though, originally, Andy Reid, bringing him here after what he did, Dan, and it was within a matter of months. And we heard, well, he's out of jail now. It doesn't matter. You don't get to play quarterback in the NFL right away. But last time I talked with him, I see a different human being.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I'm
very
telling
much
Maisie.
so.
Maisie's such a dog person that she can't ever get over that.
I can understand.
TV.
Yeah,
She's
but
like, turn that off.
I still would tell you what he did for Riley Cooper, for example, how he stood up in the clubhouse in the interview. You know, I have radar, 5,000 interviews, something like that. This guy's a redeemed guy. I listen when they're setting up and he's talking to people there and all that. It gives me a little vibe on him.
I want to put you on the spot, too, before we get out of here.
Yeah.
So, my other answer, Dom.
Yes.
The 7 colors of the rainbow.
Yes.
Do you know them?
No, I do not. DJ, watch me ask that. You know, he gives us trivia at Thanksgiving before we eat. We're going over to his house. And on Christmas, he's working on them right now. 25 trivia questions.
Yeah, 7 colors of the rainbow. Roy G. Biv. With that, does that help you?
No, give it to me.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet.
Indigo.
That's one that always gets me when
DJ better not ask that. That question's out. All right, we got a big, tight race for Caller of the Year going on. Vote early, vote often. And Amadeo coming up here. Amadeo, you're going to be next. You're going to tell us what fish qualify here. Can I get some calamari in there? Is that my 7 fish?
Amadeo does sound like he might know what he's talking about.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Might be proven wrong.
You know, when we get to the big Polish holiday, when pierogies are involved, I'll defer to Dan.
I know my potatoes, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
My potatoes
I know my kielbasa.
Okay. Why'd I always go with pierogies, though? Yeah. It always seems to be appropriate. All right, 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board on Talk Radio 1210.
Don't go through another winter spending your hard-earned money on high heating costs or wrapped in the blankets on a couch as cold air comes rushing through your old drafty windows and doors. Upgrade your home with professionally installed energy-efficient windows and doors from my good friends at Guida Door & Window. Guida is celebrating the holidays with their big end-of-year sales event. Get 40% off each window you buy. Yep, 40% off every professionally installed window. You'll also receive 40% off any door, including entry doors, patio doors, garage doors, and storm doors. And don't worry about touching your holiday money because Guida will start your project with no money down and allow you to pay it off interest-free for up to 12 months. If you need new windows and doors, then you need to go Guida right now so you can take advantage of these huge savings. All prior sales excluded. Offer expires December 31st. So call Guida today to schedule a free in-home estimate at 877-GO-GUIDA or visit them at GoGuida.com. That's go, GUIDA.com.
As a business owner, you wear a lot of hats. One minute you're ordering today's inventory, and the next you're planning tomorrow's expansion. It's complicated, but your business credit card should be simple. With the Signify Business Cash Card by Wells Fargo, you earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases for your business, with no caps or categories to track. Signify Business Cash, the deliberately simple business credit card. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/signify. Terms apply.
When you need to know, depend on KYW News Radio 103.9 FM.
A long-standing sweet Christmas Eve tradition continues in South Philly, and 2 men are charged in the shooting death of a man on I-95 in October of last year. And SEPTA welcomes 16 new officers as they move closer to becoming fully staffed.
Get the latest anytime on KYW News Radio, now on Crystal Clear 103.9 FM.
You've never needed us more.
Get game day and holiday ready with Jack Daniels at your local PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits store. Pick up the original Jack Daniels Tennessee Whiskey, Jack Fire, or Jack Honey 1.75 milliliter bottles, all for $3 off. Or a 4-pack of Jack and Coke or Jack and Coke Zero Sugar, now ready to drink in a can. Jack Daniels, board for the tailgate. Please drink responsibly. Whiskey Specialty, 7% ABV. Jack Daniels Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels and Old Number 7 are registered trademarks of Jack Daniels Properties, Inc. Coca-Cola is a trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
The year-end save-a-thon is here at Hester Chevy of Philadelphia. Drive into the season in a 2025 Chevy Trax 2RS, just $325 a month for 36 months. Or a 2025 Equinox LT, $399 a month for 36 months. Take advantage of the Red Tag Savings Event with 0% APR on select Chevy models. Learn more at HesterChevy.com. Hester Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Call 267-343-9094 for details.
Hester Chevrolet!
Is quality high-end furniture on your holiday shopping list? Don't miss the Christmas sale at Bucks County Estate Traders. Enjoy shopping well-crafted, stunning pieces that will elevate any room in your home. Save thousands of dollars on items from top manufacturers, all available for pickup right now. Each of the over 16,000 pieces includes its own QR code that puts its information at your fingertips. And their team of knowledgeable professionals provides a relaxed and rewarding experience. Hurry in and save. Visit BucksCountyEstateTraders.com or their showroom in Hatfield.
Calling on Blackwood to follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
All right, Dom Giordano Show. Merry Christmas, everyone. We have a 7 fishes dispute here. If you're doing it, boy, that's kind of time-consuming. What counts as one of the fishes? You heard Dan. Completely outside the fold here. Guy Shiraki behind the scenes is coming to my aid, I think. But Amadeo in Cherry Hill. Right away, Amadeo. This gives credibility. Amadeo, Merry Christmas. What can you tell us about the 7 fishes?
Hey, Merry Christmas, Don. Merry Christmas, Dan. I've always thought that the 7 fish was a higher level if you did fish, but the shellfish still count.
Okay.
So we've done it. I've done it for 36 years. I've been, since I was alive. My mom did it. Now my wife does it. My dad's side's from South Philly. My mom's from Overbrook. My wife's father is from South Philly. And that's how it's,
So you hear that, Dom? You got a guy here claiming
you could do.
You're not a real Italian unless you use actual fish for the 7
Wait a minute,
fishes.
though. But
That's what I'm reading from this.
7 fish, Amadeo, you're saying the higher level. So you
think
got
it's
the
a higher
cod.
level,
Yeah. Is flounder allowed?
Flounder, salmon,
it's like a guy that gets a Latin mass over here.
anchovies. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Anchovies are, sardines.
Yeah, that's a fish.
Yeah.
But calamari, you're gonna kick the calamari out. I can't squeeze that in.
I'm not kicking it out. It still counts.
Yeah,
it's a higher level if you do the 7 actual fish. It's a higher level.
Okay, so are you guys doing that tonight?
Oh, we are, yeah, but we're not doing the higher level. We're doing, we'll have calamari, we'll have shrimp, crab, we'll have salmon, stuff like that. My mother-in-law does even a pot pie, to be honest with you.
Now I want to quiz you.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Pie of fish?
Now, wait a minute. Your mother-in-law is the one. I didn't hear any Italian heritage there. Is she Italian?
Well, yeah, she's Italian. Yep.
Oh, okay.
She's not. She's from North Jersey. She's not.
Oh, wait a minute. That's the Oli country. So a pot pie in there, Amadeo. That throws the whole thing off.
She's part German. So
is the pot pie a chicken pot pie or a fish pot pie?
No, it's a seafood pot pie.
All right, that gets better.
Maybe like bisque really in the middle. Yeah, it kind of sounds good.
Yeah, she does. She throws a bisque in there too. She does.
All right, Amadeo. I think that's a good standard.
For the side question too.
Yes. What do you have?
7. I had 7 virtues.
Ah, that's right. Catholic Church, 7 deadly sins, but the 7 virtues. Can you name some?
7 virtues to count. It would be humility. I can't think of the other one.
Chastity. No, chastity's got to be one.
Yeah.
Yes, chastity is the one I've always remembered.
But they're just the opposite of the 7 deadly sins. That's how you remember.
That's right.
So we can remember the 7 deadly sins easy enough, but
chastity, temperance, charity, diligence, kindness, patience, and humility. And yes, I had to Google it.
Well, I'm out on the patience. Father, I confess there, the patience. The other ones I could do, but not the patience. Amadeo, thank you. You really clarified that well. Have a great Christmas.
Thank you.
And
good
luck with the pot pie.
Man,
that was a great call. By the way, Dan, while you were absent without leave yesterday doing other shows somewhere, we made news that JVD, Jeff Van Drew, told us that he and his people had written up the executive order to stop the big wind project in Jersey.
Ooh.
And he believed that President Trump would sign it on inaugural day. And what it would do is it would say 6 months to take another look-see at this. And then at the end of 6 months, what I think is going to happen is saying, no way, buddy. So is 6 months enough to stop the voracious spenders, climate crazies in Jersey, the Murphys? Will the Danes run now? What's going to happen when Trump signs that? I'm not saying complete victory. The other thing, Scott Presler was fired up yesterday, and I almost texted him to congratulate him. He was He was at American Fest, and he was a big star there. And I didn't have time to look it up on the air. Dan, how do you spell Center County in Pennsylvania?
R-E, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I thought it was that, but I didn't want to look by putting. I thought, no, it's not Center County.
R-E.
Why the heck in the middle of nowhere is it C-E-N-T-R-E?
Because they're French, obviously. Centre County.
Oh, so you think the French settled at Penn State?
Well,
maybe.
Obviously, yeah. You know.
So he turned Center County, which is Penn State, all those college students, grad students, professors, etc., that are liberal, it's now red.
So
go ahead.
According to the Genealogical Society of Pennsylvania, Center County was officially formed in 1800 from sections of Mifflin, Northumberland, Lycoming, and Huntingdon counties. The name derives from its geographical central location within the state.
Okay.
Doesn't describe why it's RE, though.
Yeah, but why
Is
that?
it French? I mean.
Yeah, and he's turned his attention now to Chester County. He said Democrats only outregister Republicans, their voter registration, by 5,000. So he predicts by the end of this year, he wants, maybe even sooner, he wants Chester County to be red. Once that happens, once you're on his map, it's all over. It really is.
I do have some. Okay, so
yeah.
the American spelling of center was yet to be popularized by Noah Webster's dictionaries in the time that it was. So the Center County was first, found in 1764. It was 1806 that center started being spelled ER rather than RE. So it's just common, language at the time.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of loses that it's in the center of the state. When you see the CENTRE, people think it's something else.
It is fancier, though.
Yeah, it is fancier. And the moral of the story, though, and you sent me background on Scanlon, who now is the day-to-day. We talked with him about that her mom is Taiwanese.
Yeah.
And I didn't know any of that. I thought that was an Irish name or something. She was a swimmer with Leah Thomas.
Well, Scanlon is very Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, no, we're going to be in every Korean church across Jersey. I think he knew the number even.
That's huge.
I'm telling you, if Republicans in this primary can just choose a candidate that can exemplify conservative values in the right way, and that's what we're duking it out now, they're going to win the governorship. I mean, we got a guy that is touted to be the lead Democrat by Harry Hurley. I think Matt Rooney would agree. Gottmeyer, who masquerades as a moderate, Dan. He's the guy that falsified his Spotify at the end of the year, what he's listening to. And he put in 5 Bruce Springsteen songs as the number one things. We can't beat a guy falsifying his Spotify.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yes.
So just to conceptualize how big of a task this is that they're undertaking here, targeting the Asian community of New Jersey.
Yes.
Amish people in Pennsylvania, Dom, 92,000, and he did such a great job, accessing that.
But remember, Dan, getting access to them is a little bit harder than getting access to the Asians. Yeah.
To Asian community in New Jersey, 913,000, 10% of the total population of New Jersey. Could you imagine how big that would be if we can get some registered?
And I think they're adjacent to being Republicans. And Presler was on it right away. I can read his mind now, the stuff he's doing. And Scanlon has deep connection, I think, to the Asian communities. You're going to see this play out. He's also, I think he's working out. He's ready for the beach. We're going to have to do a beach event this summer. So there you go. Now, can Republicans blow it by a bad primary where they kill each other and then we go into that? Let's hope not. It's so winnable. And that will be the political story of the year if we win the governor's race in New Jersey. All right, a lot of folks want to get in. 7 fishes, if you're doing it, have done it. We need a little bit more information on that. And the number...
Italians of the higher order, Dom. All fish. Telling you.
Yeah, I heard Amadeo. But then he's got a mother-in-law throwing in a pot pie.
Yeah, well, it's still it's a seafood pot pie, so it doesn't count towards one of the fish. But he also admitted that he's not doing the real thing this year. He's not one of the higher order Italians for first time in a while.
Great call, though. He sounded great. I hope Amadeo calls again.
I'd rather see calamari on the table than sardines. So, you know what?
Yes, see, calamari. And he didn't say calamata. I always say calamata. I thought that was a more Italian pronunciation.
Eat some gabagool with your calamari.
Daddy DiRenzo would be if he's listening, calamad. He once criticized my pronunciation, so yeah, I got it right there. All right, let's talk Dr. Bentz. And yes, they were in the office today. You can get that appointment for the new year. Make it in January. Make it whenever. It's just a reminder that my friend, Dennis, 10 years now, board-certified prosthodontist, Dr. Robert Bentz of the Bentz Dental Group in East Norriton, is there and ready to go. We've talked technology, how important that is with Dr. Bentz. Of course, his skills. This guy is in demand every week, lecturing to some dental group on procedures of any sort. Other dentists send their more complex cases to him. But what the real secret is right from the beginning, he's had great technology even 10 years ago. Today, it's world class. That allows him to diagnose consistently, predictably, and really get to the root causes, no pun intended. Dr. Bentz's technology and on-site lab can help you get the consistent, efficient results that really cement my confidence in him each time that I'm there and each time he shows me something new. Get that appointment now. You've heard me talk about it. If you have a moment, just call them up, set it up January, whenever you want. Reach them at 610-272-6949 or visit BentzDentalGroup.com. Say it with a smile. Bentz Dental Group, 610-272-6949.
California Psychics is the real deal. They helped me out, totally changed my attitude, totally got me psyched to start my business and to take a new path in my life.
At California Psychics, we only connect our customers with the best. We reject 98% of the psychics who apply to us, so we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. New customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. So experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
Don't let cold season make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution for nasal congestion, Navage. Navage uses gentle suction to flush out your sinuses with refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all winter long. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at select warehouse clubs in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better fast. Check out Navage at your local retailer today. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Breathe easy.
It's Joe Conklin with the City Rhythm Orchestra at Westchester University and Pittman, New Jersey in February.
It was fabulous. It was the most joyful night I have experienced in a long time.
The Frank Sinatra guy, I really liked him.
His imitation of the Bee Gees.
That's Conklin with City Rhythm and the story of Philly sports through music. Westchester University on February 21st and the Broadway Theater in Pittman, New Jersey on February 22nd. Tickets to a Conklin show make great holiday gifts. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com. JoeConklin.com.
Weather sponsored by Turn 7.
We'll hang around the upper 20s overnight, cloudy conditions. Tomorrow, wintry mix in the morning, high of around 39. Christmas Day, partly cloudy, high 39. Thursday, 38, partly cloudy conditions as well. And on Friday, 44 for the high. Weekend, looks like we might see some rain.
Below cost to the bare walls. Turn 7 liquidations must vacate and liquidate immediately with massive extra 50% off savings. Just arrived toys. Disney, Barbie, Marvel, Lego. Values to $50, $5. Turn 7, closing liquidation, Philadelphia Mills. Turn 7 liquidations.
Saving for retirement is one thing. Making your money last? For that, you may need some help. Listen to Joe Yakovich on The Heart of Your Money, Sundays at 9 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
There's a chill in the air and the big red bows are on the cars. Make this holiday season a December to remember with a great deal on your new Lexus from Lexus of Cherry Hill. The 2025 Lexus are arriving daily. Over 300 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Lexus of Cherry Hill, now a 7-time J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence winner for the customer sales experience. Visit LexusofCherryHill.com. Lexus of Cherry Hill, family owned and operated.
Hi, this is Joe Mederchik, PNC Bank Regional President. People ask us, is PNC just a boring bank? Well, that depends. Is starting a business boring or being the first person in your family to go to college? For nearly 160 years, we've done the hard and occasionally boring work of banking to deliver brilliant results to our clients. To see what boring banking can do for you, stop into any of our local branches right here in the greater Philadelphia community. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. Do you know when the best time to buy investment properties is? It's now. It's always now. You just need to learn how to buy them correctly. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday night and learn how to buy investment properties and make money every time. That's right. That's what we teach. We teach how to buy investment properties and make money every time. Go to investorschooling.com and RSVP right now. Take a class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That's investorschooling.com. This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. Don't go through life ignorant about how to become a millionaire. Learn how to invest in real estate, the stock market, precious metals, and learn from an expert. At Investor Schooling, we teach these things and more. We only provide education, and we will teach you how to leverage real estate, how to leverage the stock market, and how to leverage precious metals to make more money than you've ever made before. Go to investorschooling.com and take a complimentary class this Thursday. We will see you there. investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
Roofing or siding issues? Don't wait. Call Emmons Roofing and Siding.
We provide comprehensive roofing and siding services with a focus on quality and customer satisfaction. And our warranties ensure peace of mind for you and your family.
Protect your home with the best warranties available in the industry.
Call Emmons at 856-885-6677 or visit callemmons.com.
From top to bottom,
to inside and out,
at Emmons, we have you covered.
Santa, he's not checking his list. He's checking out the insane deals at the Bush Auto Group. Forget Black Friday, forget Christmas shopping. These deals are so big, they'll have your wallet saying, ho, ho, holy. We're talking huge dollar amounts off select Nissans. Infinity's so affordable, Santa's ditching the sleigh for adaptive cruise control. And our pre-owned deals, they're so outrageous you'll feel like you're stealing. But don't worry, it's all perfectly legal. You're still on the nice list. Visit us online at bushautogroup.com. And remember, Philly rides with us.
You know, as they say, one person's personal information is another person's treasure.
Exactly. That's why I use NordVPN every time I surf the web. Features like Threat Protection Pro's safeguard devices from phishing websites and disable intrusive ads and trackers. Just check NordVPN.com, grab the deal, and see for yourself. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 10% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
All right, a lot of things in play with Dom. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks so much. In play, we have this dispute over the Feast of the Seven Fishes, and it's coming back, so be ready for that. We'd have to introduce the caller of the year there, Dan. That's another new thing for the Feast of the Seven Fishes.
Oh, yeah.
How is the polling going? We were tied in the new one, which gives Joe of Columbus a 4-vote lead. Where are we now?
Yeah, it's another close vote. Now 52 votes in. Dom, Joe of Columbus, 51.9% to Scott's 48.1%, which gives him I'm guessing about a 6 or 7 vote lead in toto, man, when adding the last vote as well. So at Dom Show 1210 to cast your vote and get that in as soon as possible.
And it's an all-time page views number, already exceeding 5,000. So somehow or another, this is spreading like. Now, if people copy this in talk radio, I put a patent on this, Dan. How's that pending? Has Jeff Andrew gotten that through yet by executive order?
That's a good question.
That's the thing, too. I like to get an executive order. We might do that as a side question. What would you like to hear? A fun executive order from Trump that we could possibly get in front of him. I mean, he's going to buy Greenland. He's going to take back the Panama Canal.
Oh, yeah.
This is his foreign policy.
Turn the Panama Canal into a destination resort.
Yeah, destination resort. That's what it's about. And Greenland has all those minerals. Can you imagine? I didn't know Greenland. We were talking during break. DJ gives this trivia thing. The biggest island in the world is Greenland. I didn't think it was an island. I thought it was attached.
Also, I know there's a ton of ice in Greenland and a lot of green in Iceland.
That's true. Nicely played by you.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to one of the contenders. Joe in Columbus, New Jersey on Talk Radio 1210. Joe, nice work by you. Fierce, this is Nixon Kennedy. I'm waiting for the returns from Chicago, Joe.
I'll tell you what, guys, no matter how this pans out, you are the best entrepreneurs that I've ever come across.
Well, what can we launch that would actually make us money, Dom? I mean,
yeah, really. The hits you guys are getting, I mean, you should be paid for that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is astounding. And Linda Kearns, I'm not going to let her say, no, you can't do this. She's coming up here, Joe. We're rolling with this.
Oh, my God, I love it. I love it. But more important than, loving this, I just love the community and the relationships you guys built. I mean, we built friends for life over the last 4 years with this thing, whether it was at Mulligan's or at the Grand Hotel or, at Bucks County Community College. It's just so heartwarming that I'll never forget this. It's incredible.
Well, thank you,
I love
Joe.
it.
Thanks. A lot more in 2025. I think, if I'm right, we're headed back to the NAC for Inauguration Day. That seems to be in the offing. And I remember at Chicky and Pete's in South Philly, Joe, hundreds of people came in for the 2016. And I get it, the novelty of that. But this is so much better. That was novel.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? Excitement. This is
Yeah.
a different Trump this time around. Yeah, some of the stuff like buying Greenland and all, we get it. But there's a lot more stuff here that's really consequential.
And, Dom, you know what? This is a testimony to DJD's ego or lack of it. He has recognized the mistakes he's made, and he's made the necessary corrections. And that is not a dictator. Now, I don't care what anybody says the guy is. He's not a dictator.
Well, I'm going by O'Reilly, our best source, and he'll be on a lot this year. And I'm going to call it the Trump wanting to be the greatest president question every time to O'Reilly. Trump has asked him 4 separate phone calls now. What do I have to accomplish in the second term to be in that league of the greatest president ever? As long as he stays on that path, Joe, that mindset, he will do big things, consequential things, and we won't have any of the, downside here, or very little. It will be a time in history that will be a golden age. Joe, who's your 7?
Well, Dom, before I say, that's an attribute and a characteristic of humility when he says that in itself. Mine is, and I'm going to tell you, my dad was very good friends with Joe DiMaggio, and you guys drew me away from the New York media over to the Philly media because I am the connoisseur of Kalamata, all the way from Manhattan down to Atlantic City. And Kalamata belongs in the 7 fishes.
Now, wait a minute. You're saying Kalamata. Now, Daddy Dorenzo, that's one of our top salesmen.
Joe is an Italian guy. I just want to underline that as well.
Yes, and Joe is. And his son, Anthony Dorenzo, is back in the fold here. He says, not Kalamata, Kalamad. He's with the mod. Kalamad.
Phonetically, I'll say it the way I always say it. Galamat with a G. Galamat.
Oh, okay.
That's the North Jersey way of saying it.
Just rest tonight easy, Joe, knowing that you're a lower order Italian because you don't use actual 7 real fishes.
Amateo, put down that pot pie. I hate the pot pie.
I'm a Yankee fan, but I went to school at Temple, and I fell in love with South Philly back in the day.
Okay.
So I can go either way. But my 7 is the number 7, minus that stint with Bryce Harper, the Mickey Mantle.
Yes, all time.
There's not many 7s out there, Dom, in the baseball uniform.
No, and George Costanza wanted to name his kid 7.
Oh, God, that's the best. That's
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Joe. Have a great Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Take care, Joe. Yes. Mickey Mantle is the stuff of legend. Not as good as Willie Mays, Babe Ruth, or whatever, but the stuff is just mind-boggling with him. All right, 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. Hit us with a 7 in honor of this whole 7 fishes thing. And if you have any more 7 fishes knowledge, you can jump in with that. Yeah, Jeff Van Drew has been tremendous this year. Have we forgotten about the drones? I didn't see any drone. Dan, did you see any drone coverage last night? I didn't see it.
No, but I think I saw a drone myself yesterday.
You're in Jersey,
yeah.
So have the drones gone away, or as predicted, the media will just let this simmer and they'll get away with it until Trump's first day in office?
Aliens.
I mean, he's got to say something. I'm not going to forget. I don't think listeners are going to forget. What is the outcome of the drones? Where did they go? Let's go to Barb in Turnersville, New Jersey. Barb's on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Barb.
Hey, good afternoon. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Barb.
So I have been to quite a few of your Seven Fishes. And
well, thank
Lydia.
You.
Lydia was my favorite, and she signed my cookbook. That's who you were trying to think of.
Yes. Yeah, that was over at Joe Varalli's over at Broad and Walnut. Great spot.
On Broad Street, yes. That was wonderful. Far as Seven Fishes, I enjoy anything that comes from the sea or the river. Works for me.
Wait a minute, the river too? Not just the sea. Wait a minute, this is a lower level Italian.
Well, you know what? Salmon comes from rivers, doesn't it?
Does it?
Yeah, I think
so.
I guess so.
Yes. It depends where you live. My top would probably be sea bass as my main entree, but I really don't do it because the rest of the family's not eating it. So I don't. I love going places. Believe it or not, Carrabba's does a nice Seven Fishes with a wine pairing. Okay, and there was a pizza place a couple years ago here in Washington Township. I don't know if they still did it. They did
a pizza place doing Seven Fishes. Wait a minute.
They did a Seven Fishes pizza.
Wait a minute. Was pineapple one of them? I bet it was.
No, it was clams. It was crazy, and I was the only one that ate it.
Oh God!
No one else ate it, so it went to waste. But it wasn't bad. One piece was all.
So am I allowed to demand money back if I go to Carrabba's and they offer me shellfish as one of the fish on Seven Fishes?
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Carrabba's was nice. It was. I don't remember, but each one was a little bit different. But it was a couple years last year that we went, and I did see it advertised this year, but I wasn't able to make it. But it was nice, and it's nice that you didn't have to clean up because it is a lot of work.
Mark it down. We usually do it the Monday before Christmas. My Feast of the Seven Fishes next year, and I would say Scott Presler probably is Person of the Year. If anybody beats him, wow, what a year that's going to be.
I think you should have it at the Moosaloo. Do they still have things there?
Oh, on the
boat. Oh, my God.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Go sailing?
Don't say that word. As soon as she hears it, Rose on the hunt. We got to go to the Moosaloo.
Go to Moosaloo.
Yes, there you go.
Finally, my number 7 is Ron Jaworski, the Jaws.
There you go. Now,
that's it.
Let's test your knowledge of the show. How far did Ron Jaworski tell me at a Save the Whales event he threw a football during tryouts when he was trying out for pro football?
Oh my gosh, I don't remember, but I've been to many of your events, including the last Trump one. And I
told me 88 yards, Dan.
88 yards.
No, the Polish rifle.
It's like 100 points in one
77, it would have fit.
Yeah. Barb, have a great Christmas. The Polish rifle. Robin Schaefer, if he's listening, will verify that conversation. I have a signed ball by him that I'm going to be using in my own 40-yard throw. Now, it might be a Nerf ball, but Ron Jaworski signed it. Whatever happened to that football from the Bear guy at the NAC event? Do we have that?
He was, I think he was over at an event recently. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, that is a perfect football to throw. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming up, Linda Kern. So let's set the table here. She wrote a great piece about level with voters. Out in Delaware County, they prosecuted this woman with a progressive group who got caught voter fraud. Big time. The Inquirer says, see, that just shows you it never happens. It just happened. So Linda wrote a piece on that. But, Dan, where do we stand at Dom Show 1210 in the kind of continuing vote that we've had to intervene in because of Twitter? What's the score?
Yeah, it's loading right now. I have Joe in Columbus with 51.8% of the vote to Scott and Mount Laurel's 48.2%, which means, combined with that handicap from the prior vote of 4 votes for Joe, Joe's taking a heightened lead over Scott. So if you're thinking Scott and Mount Laurel is your caller of the year, head on over to @DomShow1210 and cast a vote for Scott.
I will say this. Scott's the one that called it to my attention, Dan. I thought, well, what am I missing here?
Yes, that should be clear, yeah.
Yeah, he saw that it was frozen, Twitter involved here. So Linda Kearns will sort all this out. Sad incident in the New York subway. We have someone here illegally who burned a woman to death Sunday morning on the subway, and nobody tried to put out the flames at all in any way. Curtis Sliwa calling it the Daniel Penny effect. I can't go that far. I could defend people to a degree. What would you do if that were in front of you? That's a great question to ponder, and we'll get to that too. And keep the calls coming. Something 7 and 7 Fishes. First off, Boy, I have exciting stuff here, as always, with Captain Chucky's. Christmas is here. Last-minute preparations underway. Still time to get this holiday table ready. Get to your nearest Captain Chucky's. I was just at mine in Flowertown today. Busy, busy. They have everything you need. That's whether you're hosting or whether you want to take something to a gathering. Now, Captain Chucky's is known for their fantastic crab cakes, wild-caught Gulf shrimp, and soups. They're teaming up with some well-known family-owned businesses, too, to offer some great products. Captain Chucky's and Marciano's Bakery of Philadelphia now have launched their newest invention, the Bang Bang Crab Cake and Cheese Specialty Bread. It's available at most Captain Chucky's locations. Captain Chucky's also has a Taste of Philly section in most stores that carry the following family-owned items. Stock's Pound Cakes. I saw people buying them in Flowertown today, big time. Marciano's Specialty Breads. Pierogies from the Pierogi Kitchen of Roxborough. Chef Matt's Key Lime Pies. Derby's Philly Famous Clams Casino. Also, Vera Pasta Company of Westchester. They produce Captain Chucky's own fine line of pasta, including their 3 different raviolis, their own lobster, bangin' crab, and finally their shrimp scampi ravioli. And they're also their own jarred blush sauce. Please check out the website, local Captain Chucky's, for availability. So with the holidays fast upon us, never a better time to check out all of these delicacies. And my favorite, I'm partial, my name's on it, get those Dom rolls. Now to do this, you just go to their website to find every place. There's a ton of them around the Delaware Valley. WeLoveCrabCakes.com. Go to WeLoveCrabCakes.com. And if you're headed to the shore, don't forget Captain Chucky's at the shore. They're there, CaptainChucky'sAtTheShore.com. Just wanted to take a moment to, over the years, my friendship with the Captain Chucky. And I've told you about the family. We've done an event with them, with the nuns in the suburbs, that they take care of every year, a feast. And Captain Chucky's has put it all together. He's out with a kid's book now. And all proceeds from this go to Shriners Hospital. Just a great spot.
That's awesome.
It's Captain Krabby's Castle. Captain Krabby's Castle of Friendship and Love. And he's got quite a cast of characters here. I think some of these would make it into the 7 fishes. There's the Krabby. There's the octopus. I love it. I had octopus once.
Guy Shiraki says octopus works.
Yeah, octopus is very Italian. There are lobsters. There's a shark. There's a cupcake. Womp. I'm not sure what that is. Okay. But all these characters are here to teach the lesson of friendship and love. And these great books are available at all of your Captain Chucky's. So there's a bonus. When you stop in, just ask them Captain Chucky's Kids book, Captain Krabby's Castle of Friendship and Love. And all proceeds go directly to Shriners Hospital. Linda Kearns next on Talk Radio 1210.
Do you lay awake at night worrying about what to buy everyone on your holiday list? Yeah, it's stressful. And half the time you don't even get the right thing. Well, Skechers is here for a holiday rescue with hands-free Skechers slip-ins. The right gift for everyone on your list. Think about it. People love their shoes. And once they try hands-free Skechers slip-ins, it takes that love to a whole new level. Why? Because with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, you just step into them and they're on. There's no bending down, no touching your shoes, no retying laces. Plus, Skechers slip-ins are perfect for everyone. Moms, dads, grandparents, kids, friends, coworkers. Just sneak into their closet, get their shoe size, and you're good to go. Plus, they come in everyone's favorite styles and colors, from sneakers to casual shoes, even winter boots. And they look so stylish, and they're the most comfortable shoes they'll ever wear. So, this season, save time, quit your worrying, and get everyone on your list hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Holiday crisis averted. Now go get some rest. Find them for the holidays at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
With so much uncertainty in the world today, you may find yourself wondering, is now even the right time to retire?
So many people are waiting, and those folks are going to be waiting a really long time, I hate to say, because there's no perfect time. The market is always unpredictable and volatile.
Fortunately, Jim Cipriotti has been helping get people to, through, and beyond retirement for over 25 years. And each week, he wants to help give you that freedom to retire. Listen to Freedom to Retire with Jim Cipriotti, Saturday mornings at 9 and Sunday afternoons at 5 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
At Independence Blue Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you. Everyday heroes like firefighters, police officers, teachers, farmers, and healthcare workers. Doctors and hospitals across the region have IBX, and they know what it means to have reliable access to care. So whether you're saving lives or just trying to live a healthier life, count on IBX, the region's #1 health insurer for 85 years. Learn more at IBX.com.
It's a great month to get a luxurious new Volvo from Cherry Hill Volvo. You'll be thankful because there's so many fabulous offers to take advantage of. Lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. Costco members save even more, up to $2,000 in additional rebates. See store for details. Customers enjoy the stress-free and satisfactory experience Cherry Hill Volvo provides. Cherry Hill Volvo, where relationships really do matter.
The holiday season is in full swing, and the showcases at Family and Company Jewelers are stocked and ready to go. Do yourself a favor and get to their showroom on Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey. Planning to pop the question this year? How about you stuff her stocking with a diamond engagement ring? Or if you just want a little extra action under the mistletoe, you can't go wrong with a pair of diamond stud earrings. Check off your whole list with one stop to Family and Company Jewelers, South Jersey's holiday diamond destination.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
On Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
This is the second time, the Supreme Court there in Pennsylvania made this decision, but the recount does continue as the Supreme Court ruled again they cannot count these ballots right now that are illegal. So I don't know why they were trying to count them anyway. They didn't have the dates, they didn't have the signatures, so the whole thing was going a little bit wrong.
All right, yeah, that's exactly. And out of the night, the bat signal was put up there for the defensive coordinator, Linda Kearns, who's with us, the obligatory Elvis intro. By the way, Dan, one of the most famous things in showbiz history, and Linda Kearns may know this, it was pretty hokey, Elvis appearing on Ed Sullivan. He had these 4 guys behind him, looked like they were out of Brooks Brothers' Bad Suits, and even the gyrations were not good.
Yeah, those suits are really ugly.
And I love Elvis. I think he's on the Mount Rushmore of entertainers all time in the last 50 years, but not that I don't know why that caused such a stir, unless there were multiple Ed Sullivan shows. That's the one that caused the stir. Elvis was kind of hokey.
I mean, there's a lot of gyration going on in that show.
Yeah, but
a lot of young girls watching it.
But not as much. I was expecting. I'm saying that's probably not the best of Elvis, though. Something bigger than life, and that's the most famous. It was kind of surprising.
Hey, while we're on Elvis, have you seen Kings of Tupelo on Netflix by chance?
I flicked through it a little bit.
About the Elvis impersonator who sends sarin to President Obama over a conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
Right up my alley. Pretty good, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's like the Tiger Joe guy.
Yeah, I think it's a similar.
Maybe Joe will commute his sentence. Why not? Let him out. Get a tiger. Have some fun.
Yeah, pardon Tiger Joe.
Why doesn't Joe Biden just pardon everybody that he has the potential of pardoning, not only now, but into the future, the past, or whatever? All right. Let's go, without further ado, to Linda Kearns, who has a great piece at where I write to, DelawareValleyJournal.com. Linda, Merry Christmas. Thanks for joining us today.
Merry Christmas, Dom, but you're going to be on Santa's naughty list because Dan was playing that awesome Elvis Christmas tune, and you were just chatting over it about Elvis being hokey. So this may be my last appearance on the Dom Show.
Mark that down. Thank God. 2025 is off to a good start.
If you don't learn how to pay Elvis some respect, Come on, Dom.
So how deep does this Elvis love go? Does Linda go to like Elvis impersonator concerts if she sees one advertised and she's like, oh, that's my Friday night. It's locked in.
I have been to a few. When we threw my mom a birthday party some years ago, we hired an Elvis impersonator to come. I have been to Graceland 10 times. So, yeah, I'm a pretty serious Elvis fan.
10 times. Dan, this is Christie country with Springsteen. My God.
What's worse, 10 times to Elvis or 50 times to Bruce Springsteen?
50 times, any time to Springsteen. I got to be honest.
Yeah, you're right.
Linda, I happened to see it. It was on Twitter, and that's not how I remember it. I remember the stare of it. It was shocking, popping out of this when Elvis did that. This was much different. Now, maybe that's just another time that he was on. I don't know. It was not impressive.
I mean, Dom, you can't say not impressive and Elvis in the same sentence when I'm on your show. I mean, that's just not allowed. Come on.
Right. I don't mean to go further down the hole. I'm just curious. Linda, did it start with your mom, the love for Elvis? Where did it come from?
Yeah.
I think my father really, really loved Elvis, and I kind of remembered him, talking about Elvis a lot. And then I remember when Elvis died, and my dad came in, and we saved the newspapers from that day, and then I just really loved his music. And then as a lawyer, a lot of people don't know this, but when Elvis died, he really didn't have any money, and his ex-wife was the one who thought to open Graceland and then also just get control of all the rights to his image. And it's a pretty interesting legal story. So I've just always been fascinated with it.
So, Linda, we're calling on you today. This great piece at Delaware Valley Journal and what happened out in Delaware County with a woman who's hooked up with a progressive group. But first, we have an interesting dilemma here. And I know you might say, well, we should have seen this and have a rule for it. So Dan and I made it up, and we're proud of it.
Yeah.
Twitter just stalled in our vote for Caller of the Year, and we ended up with 178 votes, and then nobody could vote after a certain point. It just will not allow you to register any more votes. So we took the person in the lead, Joe of Columbus. He's ahead by 4, and then we put up a new poll after a delay of a day or two, figured out how much time had lapsed, and the result will be Friday.
A lot of backroom meetings during the delay.
Yes.
Who was your consultant when you designed this whole election? Al Schmidt? I mean, it just sounds like there's just no rules. You're making up as you go along. I have a feeling some of those callers of the year, and you have really good callers, they deserve their day. They're probably going to be calling you, and we're probably going to be instituting some litigation and some recounts. So I would just count on the fact that this is going to be announced this Friday. Come on, Dom.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to make some money over here if you need help.
I think Henry's absent today, Dan. I think Henry's responsible for this. That's where I would. Or maybe Greg Stocker. That's where it really should go.
Yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well,
there we go.
I'm sure these contestants are going to be calling me, so stay tuned.
All right, so Linda, we see Jack
court debate.
We see Jack Stolzheimer. Look, at least the DA in Delaware County seems to have a team on this, looking for cheating, looking for violation of the law, and they find.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, we get along now, Jack. So you do. That's water under the bridge. Linda, this woman has a guy die in her house, according to the news reports, tries to register him as a voter, the dead father, I think, all kinds of other things. And the Inquirer says about Jennifer Hill, well, this just shows you it's caught if it happens. And by the way, it almost never happens.
Yeah, right. The Inquirer writer said it never happens and didn't cite to anything to prove that it never happens. And, of course, like clockwork, they always say this doesn't affect the election. But this is a systemic problem in Pennsylvania. This happens in every election where these groups whose sole purpose is just to register voters, they send these people out there, and then I don't know if they're getting trained or they're being explained the law. I know at the RNC, we were certainly registering voters, and I was consulting with our our field staffers all over the time. They had free reign to call me to talk about, like, what was legal, what was not. We were very, very careful. But in these presidential elections, you have these groups that go around and register voters. And if you saw in that news report about this Jennifer Hill in Delaware County, the group that she worked for came out with a statement saying that we never gave our people quotas. But then right on our website, they said their intent as an organization was to register 60,000 new voters. So somebody had a quota.
There you go.
The point of my piece was we shouldn't just be looking at these people who they're arresting kind of like this low-hanging fruit. I kind of compared this to Henry Hill when he turned on the mob. Like, let's look at these groups and what are they telling these people? What is their intent? How are these groups getting funded? Because if you're going to send people out to register voters, these people need to be trained and understand the law of who can be registered and who can't.
And Linda, too, and you guys are vigilant on this, and that it does affect elections, because if we didn't have you inspiring on your front and Presler on the other, a lot of people told me, yeah, why vote? They're cheating and all this stuff, which I completely tell them, don't talk to me that way. You still have to vote. I don't care what you think is going on, but they may not listen, and that's where you came in. We still don't know whatever happened with these groups registering that set triggers off in Lancaster County, and then it seemed to be 4, 5, or 6 others. And when you don't follow through and come to a conclusion on these things, then we're back at the same starting point.
Right. It absolutely disappears from the news. And so when I saw this about this woman in Delaware County, that's why I wrote the op-ed. I want to keep the conversation going. And if you notice, when I looked up the docket on the day I wrote the piece, she was in jail. She couldn't even make bail. And I'm sure when she, signed up for that group, and it looked like she was a paid canvasser, she didn't think she'd be spending the few days before Christmas in jail. I don't know if she made bail by now, but let's look at the groups that are doing this, because it's a problem. And then they dump these voter registrations on these boards of elections right near the date when they're due, and it overwhelms the boards of elections. And I know in this election I would go in and talk to a lot of the boards of elections and find out that a lot of them were duplicates, and they realized that they were not eligible for one reason or another, or that they weren't filled out appropriately. So it just makes a lot of work. So at the RNC, we certainly had a robust and aggressive voter registration effort, but we combined it with our Get Out the Vote efforts. And of course, our people were incredibly thoroughly trained on how to register voters and what the qualifications were in Pennsylvania. So you really need all of that when you have a voter registration effort. And that was that was the point of why I wrote that piece, because I really want people to just keep thinking about this. And I'm really tired, Dom, of every time I turn around, both Josh Shapiro and Al Schmidt just talk about how this is the fairest, safest, freest election in the world. And if they're not even opening up the conversation for, yes, we may have problems that we need to fix. When they keep using these superlatives, it's like everything is just so great, we don't need to fix anything. And that makes it, I think, to me, that's very disappointing. And I don't think that's what our leaders should be doing.
No, exactly. And it's the left now, or at least liberals up to progressives. Martha Raddatz, Linda, we've mocked repeatedly. She had J.D. Vance on, and he said, look, you have people taking over in Aurora, Colorado, that Venezuelan drug gang. They've taken over a couple of apartment complexes. And she goes, only a handful, only a handful. And he goes, do you just hear yourself, what you've just said? It's the same thing here. You mentioned it earlier on. It's always, well, it doesn't matter. It's only a handful. People are tired of this. We don't want one illegal vote at all. We want to restore confidence. They don't seem to get it that you were doing your job this time. You really helped to restore confidence that people can vote. But even then, Linda, people wanted to do the mail-in ballot. They wanted it to put it in right there at the election office. So even now, this is tenuous is what I'm saying. We have to build upon the goodwill to go back to people essentially thinking these elections are okay.
Right. We definitely need to continue the conversation. It looks like we're going to get new leadership in the Pennsylvania GOP. I hope that, we can continue talking about what's really needed for for true voter integrity, election integrity here in Pennsylvania, because, and I have a lot more to say about this election that we just finished. I'll be coming out with some more pieces because a lot of the things just aren't talked about enough. And when you have people like Al Schmidt and Josh Shapiro just constantly saying it was a free election, it was a fair election, and then just not acknowledging the very real problems that we had. Last week I wrote a piece on those voter badges that the Democrats had in the polling places with the word Democrat on them, and a Philadelphia judge allowed it, and I had to appeal it to the Commonwealth Court. So, election integrity is a 24/7, 365-day-a-year job. It's not just presidential election years, and I've said it before on your show, Dom. We're coming into a local election year here in Pennsylvania, and I hope we're paying attention. Obviously, there's not going to be the same amount of resources, but I hope the people that got involved will stay involved, will want to work in their local precincts on Election Day, will want to volunteer to be poll watchers. I mean, we need people to stay involved because we have a fight on our hands to get this country back. It's, I love that we won the presidency, and I think Donald Trump is going to do absolutely amazing things, but it's going to be a continued fight because the liberals aren't going anywhere. And although I realize we won, Dom, about half the country did vote for Kamala Harris, so we can't forget that the people with those ideas are still out there.
Absolutely. Linda, have a great Elvis Christmas, etc. And thank you, as always, just tremendous stuff.
Thank you. And I do want everyone, I'm going to be going to Mass later today, Christmas Eve, and I do want everyone to remember Corey Compatore and the family of Corey Compatore in their prayers. This is the first Christmas without their dad, and that is just something that I will I carry with me. That's just a terrible thing that happened, and those other two gentlemen that were hurt, they're probably not recovered, and I hope everyone does remember those people in their prayers.
Thank you, Linda, very, very much.
All right, Merry Christmas to you and Dan and to all your listeners.
Thank you, Linda Kearns here on Talk Radio 1210. Yeah, again, I've said this on Sean Spicer, too. I told him on air and off air. Sean, look into this. The other states, I'm sure in the swing states, they had great people. But there is nothing like Scott Presler and Linda Kearns in Pennsylvania. I defy anybody to beat that. I mean, just remarkable stuff. And yes, it was Trump. Yes, it was a narrow landslide, as Kellyanne Conway said. But it's also people like this that were our friends, our bond, our community here that we have access to. And I can hardly wait for this summer to see the stuff that's going to happen in Jersey with Scott Presler. It's going to be amazing. Of course, Mulligans. Oh, God. Long for it right now. All right, 855-839-1210. Hit us with something associated with the number 7 fishes. And you heard Amadeo set the bar there fairly high until we went off the rails.
Italians are the first order.
With that pot pie. I don't know. And we've had a ruling from Daddy Dorenzo. It's Calamot. As soon as I hear that, Dan, nobody, you've heard the stories from Anthony. Nobody's more Italian than this guy. You got to go with Mod if you're saying that.
Yeah. I don't know. I still not a fish. Still just a squid.
I mean, a pronunciation, but okay.
Well, Calamot, I think, is the correct pronunciation.
Yes,
right?
yeah. I can always defer to Roe. Now, that's Italian. Bloodlines up and down the line for 1,000 years, I think. 855-839-1210. Need you to get in with Dom on Talk Radio 1210.
Kale and Company, weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Luigi's not getting any Swedish fish in the joint. Luigi has for breakfast a choice of fruits, grits, bread, eggs, and coffee.
We have to remember, as these dummies on News Nation are, hi everybody, there's a person dead. It's again this idol worship. Mm-hmm. Do you guys see him? Mm-hmm. Is he watching? Like they're giddy schoolgirls. Ugh.
Goes back to the big take this morning, the violence of the left, the irrelevance of the media.
Start your day with Kale and Company, weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Cancer, a scary word, but not so scary if you have the right team. Hi, this is John DeMasi, host of Health Watch, Sundays at 8 and again at 4 here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. And that team is Dr. Molly Fantasia and the medical staff at Innovative Medical Associates. Yes, cancer is a scary word and a difficult condition if you've been diagnosed. Over the years, the staff at Innovative Medical Associates has helped hundreds of patients with their unique medical hydration protocols. Cancer support is a large part of the practice at Innovative Medical Associates.
We believe in medical hydration. We've improved it so much that we are able to help people across the board with challenges before they become chronic.
Talk about improving your quality of life. Most likely, that'll happen when you visit Innovative Medical Associates. Check them out on the web at innovativemedicalassociates.com or call 856-489-0505 to schedule your initial complimentary consultation.
I'm Bev. My husband Bill is living with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, a type of interstitial lung disease that can scar your lungs and make it hard to breathe. ILD can be hard to diagnose. If you're out of breath with a constant dry cough, ask a pulmonologist if it could be ILD. Bill and I have been married for over 60 years, and we're looking forward to more. If you or someone you love may have ILD, find support, hope, and help at lungsandyou.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Gonna dig a hole in your backyard? Call 811. Don't be caught off guard, because PA1 Call's got your back to help locate those utilities stat.
Play it safe and do your part so no one in the neighborhood's house goes dark.
But if you don't, and there's an outage, you might have to deal with some screams and shouters, because ain't nothing worse when your toilet won't flush, your lights go out,
or when your pipes bust.
Yeah, your neighbors are gonna love you. Know what's below. Call 811 before you dig. Help us hit 50 and 5. More at PA1call.org.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED. And it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Be sure to follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Amala spent so much cash on her campaign. From the start, we knew that she would lose. Money she raised, where it went, we cannot say. Still a loser. True.
Man, so many different songs, but they all, even though great, have that same style, wouldn't you say?
I love doing this.
I know.
Earl. It's amazing.
Nobody could copy that. I was thinking for him next year, it'd be too much to get people in studio, but, people have backup singers. You sang backup on them this year. Imagine maybe Joe of Exton, Robert with that deep voice.
Oh, that'd be great.
Leslie, certainly would contribute.
I don't want to spoil anything, but we were going to surprise you with something this year, and maybe we'll do it next year. But we want to do you know how they do the Baby It's Cold Outside? Like John Legend has like the crappy, woke version. We were going to do Henry in his standard, Gen Z blase. I don't care. Like a girl saying, "They really got to go." Well, just go, just get out of here. Gotta check my TikTok.
Oh my God. Just think of how ridiculous these people were with that. It's kind of faded now. They're not attacking it as much. It's a sweet, innocent song. Yes, the guy is trying to be with this woman, but so what? What are we supposed to do here? And I think peach schnapps was mentioned. There's something peach in there.
Peach schnapps are great.
Yeah. Once. So what?
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds so, they put the term rapey on every song out there they don't like. That sounds so rapey to me. Don't listen to it.
Yeah.
It's snowing. It's cold. Who wants to go out?
Yeah.
And Johnny Legend, with a wife like that jumping in to tell us about civility and all. Oh, my God.
Yeah, you want to hear a little bit of that?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've gotta go away.
I can call you a ride.
This evening has been
I'm so glad that you dropped in. Time spent with you.
It really reads like John Legend's trying to get rid of Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah. Well, I would agree with him on that. Not a fan.
I'll call the car and tell him to hurry. It's like, I want you out here as soon
get
as
that
possible.
Uber over
This
here. Don't worry about the
terrible. Leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I remember the first year that happened, and I went to the Channel 6 luncheon with everybody, and they were listening to it. And that's all the talk of it. People couldn't believe it.
Terrible.
That some radio station was doing that. Then Johnny Legend and Kelly Clarkson jump into the ring. All right, let's go to Pat in Ardmore.
Quick, I don't mean to interrupt, but Earl and the Coneys, the White Christmas album, available anywhere Dom podcast can be found. Download the Odyssey app or just search up Earl and the Coneys. You'll find it right there on Google. Go listen.
So that we don't forget, later on in the show, can we play his, what did he call it to Scott Presler?
The Scott Presler things. That's what it's called. Yeah, it's his favorite things, but about Scott Presler. Yeah.
Yeah, let's play that maybe one of these bumpers because that was amazing to put that together. Not an easy thing to put together. And Scott Presler got quite a charge out of it. Let's go to Pat in Ardmore on Talk Radio 1210. Afternoon, Pat. Hi. Yo, Pat. Pat.
Is that a snore?
Pat, what are you doing there?
That's a snore.
Oh.
Wow, Pat fell asleep on us.
Wait a minute. That's disgraceful.
Pat?
Patsy.
Hold on. Let me try this.
Sorry about that.
What the heck? All right, there you are, Pat. What? I hope you're not working at a nuclear power plant there. There's a lot of snoring going on.
Sitting outside here. I literally started some medical procedures that keep me up at night, and I doze off.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Pat. Well, I hope that's over.
We woke you, brother. Sorry we woke you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. It was a good old nap. But hey, I've been thinking, and I want to put it out there. Why can't we get Joe Biden and the crew charged with elder abuse? I just took care of my mother with dementia for 5 years. If I kept putting her out to work, y'all would have had me arrested.
Well, I think, look, as much as we're looking to a new administration, there's a lot of unfinished business with Biden, Pat. You're right here. And the handlers, including, would they go to the level of actually signing his name or forcing him to sign and he doesn't know what he's signing? I would say it's likely that has happened here, and we still have about 28 days, give or take, left that he can do more damage.
Yeah, no, it scares me, actually, what can happen in the next 28 days. And they're just going to blame him.
Yeah, exactly. Pat, who's your 7?
7, I have Michael Vick. I love Michael Vick. He's a man of redemption and has come back from, just something that was untoward in our today's society. And I love the number 7 because of him. And I feel like it's the lucky number that I have.
Thank you, Pat. Good call. Look, I think he is a man of redemption. I say it when I see it, and I'm not there day to day, but there are enough good signs of it. Coming up, our own Neil Zorn.
Ooh, he's back.
On hiatus here because election coverage was wall to wall. But, Dan, there is a film coming to a place that we really like. Delco, the movie, is set for the world premiere at the Great Media Theater. I think I've done...
a movie about Delco?
Yes. The premise is it's a brainchild of a Sun Valley High School alum. These people wake up, and it's a day in Delco. And Delco, of course, the detective drama and everything else, and Neil's been all over that. But also, this is a day where we get all to watch It's a Wonderful Life. I think I've seen it 25 or 30 times. And I'll ask Neil, what's the line in It's a Wonderful Life? Dan, I take it, I don't see you as a fan of this.
Is it the gets a wing every time a bell rings, an angel gets a wing?
No, there's another thing. Something Donna Reed
that's
does.
That's the line, I feel like.
It doesn't matter to me. There's a better moment there with Donna Reed and Jimmy Stewart, one of our just all-time great actors. But we'll ask Neil Zorn about that and other, holiday films that are there. And, the next few days I'll be asking you, I have a binge watch to give you because post-Christmas we'll be getting into the high season of binge watching. I have a really good one. There's only 14 episodes of it, though. They only make 7, then they go away forever. That's the problem.
On the marquee for Delco the movie, we got to hear about this from Neil. I don't know where this comes from, but it's the name Jom Tones.
Yes.
I don't know if that's a play on Tom Jones. Is there a Tom Jones fan involved with this, or?
The guy's name, independent. No, I don't see any name like that.
I see Jom Tones up there on the marquee. So.
John Tones. Maybe that's something else they're doing. Now, this isn't until January that the film debuts.
Gotcha. Well.
Yeah. All right. So, but it's all Sun Valley in Delco. Neil Zorn back with us next here on Talk Radio 1210. Okay. Hey, let's talk the NFL playoffs. They're about almost here. But it's not too late to get in on the regular season action with FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers can finish the season strong with $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. FanDuel has so many ways for you to pick up a W. Not only can you bet on who will win the game, but FanDuel also has bets for which players will score a touchdown, how many points each team will score, and so much more. Just visit FanDuel.com/Dom, D-O-M. That way you'll be set for the biggest games of the year. That's FanDuel.com/Dom for your chance at $250 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. At to be 21 plus. Present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
Weather sponsored by Turn 7.
We'll hang around the upper 20s overnight, cloudy conditions. Tomorrow, wintry mix in the morning, high of around 39. Christmas Day, partly cloudy, high 39. Thursday, 38, partly cloudy conditions as well. And on Friday, 44 for the high. Weekend, looks like we might see some rain.
Closing liquidation. Turn 7 liquidations must vacate and liquidate immediately with massive extra 50% off savings. Everything for Christmas. Electronics, furniture, toys, and more toys. Now being sacrificed at an extra 50% off. Hurry, Turn 7, Philadelphia Mills. Turn 7 liquidations.
Small, keep up. We have to deliver these gifts for the holidays.
Canella, I'm trying. It's hard to walk through the snow in heels. Did you bring everything?
Yes.
Do you have the jingle bells?
I got them right here. We also have gifts for the family, and here are the ones for your grandchildren.
Oh, hush. People are going to love the crash-proof recipes that we cooked up at Crash Proof Retirement.
Is that stocking full of coal for Wall Street?
It sure is. What a great year for helping the American retiree crash-proof their nest egg from those Scrooges.
Calm down, Small. It's the holidays, and we hope everyone is enjoying the loving company of their family and friends.
Canella, I think we're almost there. What's the address?
I thought you had it.
What was the last thing I told you before we left?
You said, "Wow, Canella, you sure look great in that big red suit."
Canella.
Look, Small, we're here.
Happy holidays!
Happy holidays from all of us at Crash Proof Retirement.
This school year, make the most of it for your child or grandchild and make the call to Kathy Ganna and New Hope Academy in Yardley and Doylestown at 800-300-0003. Give your student all the tools they need for a great school year. Let New Hope Academy transform your child's life forever by helping them now. For over 3 decades, New Hope Academy founder Kathy Ganna, a pioneering educator and entrepreneur who created the NHA model, has been utilizing state-of-the-art solutions to uncover ways where your child could avoid struggling and succeed. At New Hope Academy, there's a student-teacher ratio of 2-to-1, allowing students to deal with many disorders, including high anxiety, social and emotional, and including bipolar. Do not wait. Help your students start strong. Remember, only the best teachers can work at NHA. Call for a no-obligation tour and consultation. 90% of NHA graduates pursue a college education. Call Kathy today at 800-300-0003. Online, newhopeacademy.net. Call New Hope Academy today.
'Tis the season for Tasty Cake. That chill in the air means it's time to snag those limited edition Tasty Cake treats. Enjoy your favorite holiday flavors like Frostbite donuts and salted caramel cheesecake pies, or warm up the family with some hot chocolate and mint chocolate candy cakes. Hurry over to your local store right now to stock up on the best flavors of the season, because the holidays aren't complete without your favorite Tasty Cake treats. Grab these treats before the season ends and make today tasty with Tasty Cake. Accept no substitutes.
See Joe Conklin's comedy show at St. Albert the Great Church on Welsh Road in Huntington Valley, Saturday, January 11th. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com.
JoeConklin.com! Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Broadcasting from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
All right, welcome in, everyone. Let's welcome back, after a long electoral season, Mr. Neil Zorn to tell us what's good to watch on TV, but also a Delco movie. Neil, Merry Christmas. Thanks for joining us today.
Neil, you there?
Neil?
Neil? I'm here.
Oh,
yep.
Okay. Neil, so welcome back. Good to have you.
Hi, good to be back. Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
I miss you all.
Well, we miss you, Neil. So, Neil, let's talk first a bit. Delco, you talked before with the TV series and the Delco accent, the whole thing. I think you demonstrated some of it. We love
I can do the Delco accent.
I know you can. we love the media theater, and they're the world debut, January 17th, of this film about Delco. And I just happened to see, Dan and I are really, at times I say The Wire is the best show in the history of TV. Today I can still say that. One of the characters, not exactly the detective that wanted to be on the spot that much, Detective Holly, Dan, if you remember the guys like 6'3", 6'4".
Brian Anthony Wilson.
Yeah, Brian Anthony Wilson. He's in this, in addition to a lot of Delco people.
Well, you know, Brian Anthony Wilson is probably one of the best local actors. I mean, he does a lot nationally, too, but mostly he's probably on local stages about 5 times a year. He's often at the Arden, been at the Wilma, and just almost every major theater. And also, one of the leads in Delco, the movie, is a woman called Jenna Quersey, and she's done things at the Media Theater and in Westchester and at Act Two Playhouse and various other places. And I always love seeing her performances. So I'm looking forward to seeing her in the movie. She's one of the 3 leads. And basically, you can see there's the picture you see all the time is her and her 2 male co-stars on a mugshot in a Brookhaven, at a Brookhaven police station. So it's something that was shot locally by Chris Pierdomenico. And it's getting its world premiere on January 17th at the Media Theater, and so it'll be a big event for Delco, and people can practice their Delco accents again. I'm not getting into it. I don't know why. Usually I get lapsed into it. If I'm tired enough, I do it whether I want to or not. So, yeah, maybe I have to do a hoagie and a Coke, and then I can get into it better.
Did you say Dante from Clerks is also in it? There, that's amazing.
Yes,
Brian Halloran.
Yes, he's in it too. Yeah, he's in it too. So, we'll see what they cook together, and it's a coming of age crime caper. So we'll see what it is. And I know you mentioned Tom Jones before the before the break, I was listening. Tom Jones was like the 24-hour restaurant in Delaware County for a long time. It was it's still there. It's open till 8 tonight, but it's not open 24 hours. I have to go to Bristol if I want to get something that's open 24 hours. I'm going to just sit and read and just linger over my flounder française.
All right, Neil, sounds like a plan. So when all that's happening now, Dan doesn't. He thinks the angels and the wings and all. That's the magic.
Oh, come on! That's
it's
no
a wonderful
respect.
life, Neil. And I always say, and I don't know if you remember this, but when Donna Reed jumps in there, when the savings and loan is going under with Jimmy Stewart, he's done everything. The people want their money, and she puts up $2,000. It's their wedding money. My heart every time when I see that. That's it right there.
There you go. No, first of all, it's a wonderful movie. It has wonderful scenes. And actually, I've made a habit. I didn't do it this year, but mainly because I can't drive at the moment. But is going to see it on a big screen. And I know that it was in Bryn Mawr, and I think that Ambler might have been doing it. A lot of the RIP movie theaters in the area, and Bryn Mawr and the Ambler are among the best of those. Will show it every Christmas, and so it may even be available tonight or sometime this week at one of those theaters. So worth looking at, and that is the champion. You can do all the Hallmark movies you want. And I know there are people who have been spending this whole month watching Hallmark Christmas movies. I eschew those. I go past those, and I think It's a Wonderful Life is the best of the Christmas classics. And there are several others. Even one that was made last year I think is going to be The Holdovers, which starred Paul Giamatti and a local actress, Davine Joy Randolph, who actually just did a show at Philadelphia Theater Company, and I think that's going to be one of the classics. But nothing.
That's not on TV though yet, Neil? Right?
Which one?
The Holdovers? Yes.
You may be able to find it on Hulu or Prime.
Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime is where you can find that.
Amazon Prime. I would really encourage people. Maybe not, the run up to Christmas, because there's a lot of sadness in it too. But post Christmas, that film delivers. Paul Giamatti. Well, he didn't win, right? But he was up for the Oscar nod. Yeah.
Right. Davine Joy Randolph won for Best Supporting Actress. Paul Giamatti was up for Best Actor. Yeah.
It delivers beautifully. Once you get the concept of this Holdovers thing, it's just perfectly done. And and it's a travel story. They go to places, and when that happens, we saw it well post Christmas. We went all the way over to Jersey, Voorhees or someplace. I don't know why.
Got a passport, went to Jersey.
Yeah, just had a whim.
Across the border.
Voorhees, what the hell is it? What are these people doing here? Is that Kalamad? And it was unbelievable, Neil. And this was at the very low ebb. Yeah, I got to try to find
such a warm
Amazon
feeling
Prime.
That film offers.
Oh God,
too. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, but most of the Christmas films that are important, I think, have that heart. I mean, even if you go back to one of the real classics, A Christmas Carol, the best of which I think is the 1951 version with Alistair Sim, although I also like the George C. Scott version that was done for television, is every one of them, it's not just all celebration. There's a lump in the throat there. So the Holdovers into Wonderful Life certainly has a lump in the throat. Even Miracle on 34th Street, which is another one of the great Christmas classics, or The Bishop's Wife, which is a great romance with Loretta Young, David Niven, and Cary Grant. And these are all from Wonderful Life is from 46. Bishop's Wife and Miracle of 34th Street is from 1947. It was just a great time of making those movies. And there are also some more modern ones, like A Christmas Story, which is about 40 years old now, and Home Alone, and Love Actually. But I think, again, the most recent one I think that's going to join going to be around every Christmas at some point is The Holdovers.
If it is, I would say that is tremendous, Neil, that we start. It's a Wonderful Life. Maybe because I've seen it so much, Neil, it doesn't seem dark at any point. Even the darkness, look, he's going to try to commit suicide. Jimmy Stewart is such a optimistic character, even though he's played some dark roles and all that. I get it. Hard for me to go dark as much as the holdovers. There's a lot of darkness there. There's a lot of stuff with these kids. My God, being left home, the mother goes off with the boyfriend and this whole oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, well, in A Wonderful Life, though, you do have the drama because he is threatened by the banker.
Yes.
I was going to say Lionel Barrymore, but I'm not sure. I was not remember whether it's actually Lionel. I think it's Lionel Barrymore. Is threatened by the banker, and he may face prison, and there's a lot of things going on where his Christmas and his life is going awry. Not his fault. I mean, his uncle loses the money, the banker refuses to acknowledge that it's his, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm willing to give away all the plot, but is there somebody who doesn't know what's a wonderful?
Oh my God! Yes.
50 years
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And also, Jimmy Stewart is my two favorite actors of all time are Jimmy Stewart and Cary Grant, and but Jimmy Stewart is probably number one. And I was lucky enough to meet him, which was very nice too.
Did he have the same affectation in his speech in real life?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it's not an affectation. That's just the way he talks. Yeah.
Hey, just want to throw it out. I want to throw it out there real quick. Water Tower Cinema, Lansdale, PA, is a local showing. If you did want to check that out on a theater, they got it tonight and tomorrow as well.
Very nice.
And that's a very nice. It's a very nice theater. Water Tower is what I call the if you missed it theater. Water Tower always has shows Not a Wonderful Life, which is almost 70, almost 80 years old, but it always has movies that run sort of after their main run. So if you can't catch them, you can always go out. And I always think of it as being in Flower Town, but yes, Lansdale, I guess.
Lansdale. Hey, Neil, parting question for you for now, then we'll be back in the regular rotation. We just talked about your interviews. Who is it you've interviewed as many people as I, maybe even more? Well, I know you do a lot during the week. And Neil, who's your all-time favorite interview? Who is it?
Wow, that's a good question. I would say the person who I actually became friendly with in that is Debbie Reynolds, because she was so honest. The oddest interview I ever had was Anthony Quinn, who kept telling me about his affairs and how he was cheating on his wife.
We get that all the time here, Dan. We have to stop these guys from saying it.
He's just in one of those moods. And then there was the interview with Elliot Gould where he wasn't saying anything. He was in a depressed state at the time. I did 3 interviews with Elliot Gould, two were great. One, and I just said I couldn't go, but Carol Lindley literally tackled me and said, you got to go back. He's in a terrible way. And after you're done, you can interview me too, and I'll give you what you want.
Good stuff.
So,
hey, did you ever interview De Niro? And was he always political?
I've never met. I've seen De Niro on stage. He did a show called Cuba and the Teddy Bear with Ralph Macchio, probably about 35 years ago. But I've never interviewed him. Never interviewed what I call the thick-necked actors. I've seen Jack Nicholson in a Disney parade, and I've seen Al Pacino on stage many times. But I've never gotten to interview any of those, which is really odd because of all the classic people. I mean, I've interviewed Betty Davis twice. I always tell people, whatever else happens, I had lunch with Betty Davis twice.
No, but have you ever interviewed Quentin Tarantino?
No.
I have. I have.
No, you know what?
Yep.
Well, you know what happened? You know what happened is in my early career, my career spans more than 50 years. So, because I wrote my first article when I was 19 years old. And then Philadelphia was a touring town, so stars came through, and movie companies brought the stars through, and then you develop the status, or I'll be fatuous to say I developed the status where I was actually flown or traveled to places to interview people, including like MJ is coming to Philadelphia. I interviewed Michael Jackson when he did Captain EO out in Disneyland in 1986.
Oh, good night. Yes.
But the world changed, as you know, because you've been part of the world. You've been part of that world as long as I do. It's not the same type of contact.
Yes.
Podcast. I mean, print has collapsed a little bit, and so you don't. The same people don't come in. You don't have the stars coming in all the time, and you don't have people telling you when they're here. I mean, I used to follow very much who would be here. There was a newspaper called it was Celebrity Something, and they all actually would tell you where each celebrity was on a given day. So if I saw somebody coming to Philadelphia, I'd be on the phone saying, "Hey, I want my time with this person," and I'm very shy. So, but that's changed. So a lot of them, a lot of the newer people never really toured, and De Niro didn't do a lot of interviews because he likes talking politics, but he actually, from what I hear, is very, very quiet and hard to get something out of when he doesn't have a script in front of him.
Hear you. Well, that seems to be true. Neil, have a great Christmas, and again, next time we talk, hopefully next week. Let's talk binge watching. I'll give a few in this next hour. Do you have one quick one? There's a great binge watch.
The Day of the Jackal, the best series that's been out for a long time. It's been a good season with all the dry spells we had in the summer and spring. I think the winter and fall have been good, maybe because I'm just home and able to watch the whole series now.
But gotcha. Day of the Jackal.
But Day of the Jackal must see. And by the way, it's going to be shown on NBC before the year is out. I think it's December 30th. It's going to be the first episode is going to be in NBC, so you'll be able to watch. It's on Peacock. You'll be able to watch it over the air on NBC at some time. I believe it's the 30th. It's in this notebook somewhere, but I'm flipping the pages and the date's not coming to me.
All right, Neil. We'll have a great Christmas.
December 30th there.
December 30th. Yep. We'll talk very soon, Neil.
My memory was good. Okay.
Thank you, Neil.
Thanks, Tom.
Take care very much.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
Same to you, Neil. Thank you. Coming up, big 2 o'clock hour. Here's how you get in. 855-839-1210. AT&T and Verizon Wireless. All that we need you to do is just push pound 1210. Let me tell you, though, about Dr. Bentz. My friend, dentist, board-certified prosthodontist, Dr. Robert Bentz of the Bentz Dental Group in East Norriton. And we've given you many aspects of what sets Dr. Bentz apart. People that might be a bit anxious about the dentist, so you put it off. We're ending another year, haven't been to the dentist. I'll never forget the woman we had, 8 years had not been to the dentist from Ocean City. Went to Dr. Bentz, has become a regular patient. I've met her. The type of care you get, though, Dr. Bentz, very good with patients, managing their anxieties, and his staff. They know what to do. It's the technology. Just cutting-edge, state-of-the-art equipment elevates the level of care. I told you, Dr. Bentz had this situation with a patient, something really serious. Others had missed it. With his technology, his skill, got a look-see, and yes, took care of that. This is what you get every day. And these diagnostic tools give consistent, predictable care and let you see, become a partner in what you're going to do. I mean, I've told you over the last few years, using the electric toothbrush, using the water pick, it wasn't so bad. Ro doesn't complain anymore. Yeah, there's water splashing a little bit, but sometimes use it twice a day. I like it. Dan, how long's that next break? I think I can get a water
after
pick
yourself, Don.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Ro instantly on the floor. She's on it. So I may have to do that. I could feel a little freshening up needed. Dr. Bentz would love that. Dr. Bentz and the team at Bentz Dental Group provide solutions for the most complex dental cases. Other dentists send their patients there. Call Dr. Bentz right now at 610-272-6949 or visit Bentz, B-E-N-T-Z, dentalgroup.com. Make that appointment. Get it into January. Call now, 610-272-6949.
This holiday season, get her a piece of jewelry that will really stand out by going to Cozy Jewelers. With unmatched quality and quantity, Cozy's incredible fine jewelry experience will make the holidays extra special. From diamond earrings to necklaces, bracelets, and more, Paul Cozy will help you pick out the perfect handcrafted jewelry for your special someone. Make this the most magical holiday ever. Step up to the fifth C. That's color, cut, clarity, carat, and cozy. Cozy Jewelers, located in Newtown Square or cozyjewelers.com.
For the area's finest dining experience with fabulous cuisine, extensive wine list, and waterfront views of the Philly skyline, visit the River Winds Restaurant in West Deptford, New Jersey. Enjoy entrees that feature certified Black Angus steaks and the freshest seafood while overlooking the Delaware River. River Winds can host your next special event. They'll plan your holiday party, family gathering, or corporate meeting in one of their newly renovated waterfront rooms, each with a private deck. For an incredible dining experience or special event, the riverwindsrestaurant.com.
This is Jordan Lundy.
And this is Len Lundy. Lundy Law has won billions for our clients.
But more importantly, we've won the trust and confidence of thousands of people injured in motor vehicle crashes, slip and fall accidents, and work-related injuries.
My son and I hope we never meet you because of an accident. But if we do, we're here for you.
Remember our name, Lundy Law. your injury lawyers. Call 1-800-LUNDY-LAW or visit lundylaw.com for a free consultation.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. You may know me from my book, Money Hacks. You may know me from my radio shows. And you may even know me from some of these commercials. But listen, I'm teaching stuff that people need to learn about money. In fact, my favorite topic is money. So go to investorschooling.com and you will learn things about money that you never even knew existed. We will teach you things about real estate, about the stock market, and about how to use your IRAs properly. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That's investorschooling.com. This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. Are you tired of hearing about the recession that's coming? Are you prepared for it? Well, listen, at investorschooling.com, we're going to teach you ways to prepare for the recession that you didn't even know existed. We're going to teach you strategies on how to use real estate. We're going to teach you strategies how to use the stock market properly. That's right, you can even make money in the stock market when the stock market goes down. Hey, go to investorschooling.com and register for a free class this Thursday night, and you will learn all of these techniques. Go to investorschooling.com right now, RSVP for this Thursday. We'll see you there.
Don't go through another winter spending your hard-earned money on high heating costs or wrapped in the blankets on the couch as cold air comes rushing through your old drafty windows and doors. Upgrade your home with professionally installed energy-efficient windows and doors from my good friends at Guida Door and Window. Guida is celebrating the holidays with their big end-of-year sales event. Get 40% off each window you buy. Yep, 40% off every professionally installed window. You'll also receive 40% off any door, including entry doors, patio doors, garage doors, and storm doors. And don't worry about touching your holiday money because Guida will start your project with no money down and allow you to pay it off interest-free for up to 12 months. If you need new windows and doors, then you need to go Guida right now so you can take advantage of these huge savings. All prior sales excluded. Offer expires December 31st. So call Guida today to schedule a free in-home estimate at 877-GO-GUIDA or visit them at GoGuida.com. That's go, GUIDA.com.
Make 2025 the year you get started on your next success with the University of Maryland Global Campus. An accredited state university, UMGC is a school for real life, helping working adults like you learn the skills you need for the career you want. Choose from more than 135 degrees and certificates in career-relevant fields and earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and life and work experience. Or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. Get a head start on your goals in the new year. Now is the perfect time to take the next step in your life and education at University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply now and save with no application fee. Undergraduate and most graduate courses start January 8th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
People always ask me why I take this so seriously, and people say, Tom Homan's a racist, Tom Homan's a... Say whatever you want. I don't give a...
Tom Homan at America Fest. Scott Presler was there. I don't know if he indulged in the manner of Tom Homan. That guy on opening day, as soon as the oath of office is taken, I think he's going to spring into action in Chicago. And we'll be covering all that on opening day big time. By the way, as we head toward Christmas, I'm going to take more calls here. The tactic, the Washington Post, New York Times, and other, about what Trump is going to try to do here. They're arguing many targeted for removal by Trump can't be deported, ICE data shows. We'll see about that. We will certainly see. And the guy who was here and allegedly immolated, set on fire, this poor woman who I think coming home from work 7:30 a.m. this past Sunday while sitting on a train near Coney Island, New York subway. It's just a perfect example. This guy from Guatemala was caught by the Trump people, deported when Trump was in office, then comes back in the Biden years, has some contact apparently, and they let him stay. And for whatever reason, he decides to set this woman on fire. And here's the thing, Dan, before I take a couple more calls, I'm going to play Scott Presler at America Fest or AmFest. I'm not sure which one they're calling it, the crowd reaction. Curtis Sliwa, I think a bit off here, Dan. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you've seen the footage of this. The woman on fire, I blame the cop a little bit here. He does nothing in this. And this woman that took a picture just filmed it. It's wintertime. You do have a coat. If enough people had swung their coats, maybe her life could have been saved. She would have been burned very badly.
Look, at least yell drop and roll.
Okay, there you go.
At least show some kind of effort, right?
Some kind of effort rather than everybody just flee. Now, Sliwa, I love Curtis Sliwa and others. They're saying, well, this is the Daniel Perry effect, meaning Penny. I'm sorry, that's right, Penny. People are so afraid to get involved because of what that guy went through. I don't think this is the same case. I really don't. And I get people being fearful, thinking, is there a bomb? Who's going to do something next? But you're right. She just stood there telling her to drop and roll. Or if you have a winter coat on, I'm not saying you get in close. If your coat gets on fire too, then you just got to drop it and move back. But there were 30, 40, 50, 60 people around. They might have been able to put it out. Is that, I'm not criticizing, though. That goes a bridge too far, and some people in New York are. What do you say?
No, I think it's fair to at least mention, the police officer that walks by, strolls by, it's like, why not do something there? Like, there's a person on fire. What are you there for if not to do something in that situation? So, yeah, to ignore the fact that an officer was legitimately on site looking at the woman burning on fire, I think that's a big missing part of this story here.
Yeah, and as I said, if you have any kind of coat or whatever, I'm saying from a distance you can swing it and try to put out the flames. Now, if it gets on fire with you too, you got to drop that. And there's not too much else you can do. You're right, other than encourage other people to do it and encourage her to drop and roll. But to do nothing in this case, I don't think it's the Daniel Penny syndrome, though. I really don't. I mean, how in the world would you calculate you're going to get into trouble for trying to help her? So let's not jump the gun here. What happened here is horrific enough with Daniel Penny. I hope Trump finds a spot for him in his administration. I don't know that he will. I don't know that from anyone, but I wouldn't be surprised. All right, here's our buddy, Scott Presler. Here's how it sounded at this big conservative, younger Charlie Kirk group. President Trump spoke there. Listen to the response to Scott Presler. I like that, Dan. I'm glad you pulled that, and we should keep that because notice it's not just Scott Presler in there cheering, but thank you, Scott. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, wow. I like that. We should play that when Scott Mount Laurel calls in, too.
Yes, let's play that again. Here's Scott of Mount Laurel on Talk Radio 12. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Scott.
Oh,
Thanks for a great year, Scott.
You.
Thank you.
I'm doing my best Ronald Reagan. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Scott, thanks for calling to my attention. I thought Twitter might be stuck there. Then I got distracted by something, and then I finally acted with Dan this morning. So what we've cooked up is that Joe had a 4-vote lead. That will continue, but then we've started afresh, and the voters are pent up, and they are voting.
Yeah, hey, it's all good. However it turns out, it turns out. But it felt like it should have been able to at least play out to the end, and now it will. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, so that'll be 2 o'clock on Friday, Scott, that people have a chance to vote.
Yeah, now I will volunteer myself. I'll sing. I'll do backup for Earl if he needs a backup singer. Not a problem.
I don't know if we want to hear that though. Is that something the audience wants to hear? Is Scotty Mount Laurel singing? Can you give us an audition? Can we get an, Can we be like the American Idol judge?
On an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
Really not as bad as I expected. It was pretty decent.
Yeah, it's pretty good considering nothing
You're hired.
behind you doing it. Yeah. You're hired, Scott, and we'll get busy on the album
hired for the wage of zero. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So, Dan, how does the race stand now, Dan?
Pulling it up right now, we got a close one. 2 days left. You got to get to @Dom Show 1210 to vote. I hate to report, though, Scott, Joe is pulling away with the second vote. He has the already 4-vote lead on you. Currently sits at 59% to 41%, Scott and Mount Laurel. So, Scott, what's your plea to the audience to head on over to @Dom Show 1210 to vote for you?
Well, the plea is that they enjoy my calls, that I give insight on the topic, and give good side answers and try to have some fun with everything. And as I said the other day, slow and steady wins the race. So
this is going back and forth. You're right. There have been times where Joe was really cruising away. Then it's come back, and at a couple points, it was exactly 50-50. That's how
just want to underline some history here, too, because it doesn't get said enough because there's been so many wrinkles to what's become the story of Scotty Mount Laurel. But Scotty Mount Laurel, for those that tune in sometimes, if you remember a couple years ago, he gets in the Phillies, broadcast booth and gets to do some, broadcasting from time to time. I don't have the cut right now, but I just want to mention that Scotty Mount Laurel is indeed that person who sneaks in, little references to the Dom Show when sitting in the Phillies booth, and that's a pretty big thing for a caller.
That is true. I don't know if there's a better caller, but there's definitely not a more loyal caller. I get on the Phillies broadcast, and I worked in Dom time. I mean, you can't beat that.
Yeah, with Dom Brown,
2 million
too.
Phillies fans.
Yes, I mean, that was not only that, you're very good at this, Scott, but you don't do it every day. Be sitting there with them, there's pressure, you have a limited time, you don't want the side eye from one of the professionals, and yet you casually work that in with John Kruk. My God.
Yeah, it's funny because when I did the radio one between innings, Larry Anderson, he looks over at me and goes, "You tell me you've never done this before?"
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I just enjoy it. I've done it in my living room. Yeah.
Well, I actually do have a little bit of it. Here's Scott mentioning, talking about Dom Brown, the prospect. We asked him to sneak in a Dom time, and here you go.
And one thing I like about playing Pache, other than, of course, the defense, I like that we're getting great contributions here for the young guys this year. These guys have developed. Bohm and Stott last year, they played well. They're playing well again this year. And here's the 1-2 pitch, and that's a ball, 2-2. And, so many times in the past we've had prospects coming up, that we thought they were going to be great. Like Dom Brown came up, had a great month, and we're all like, hey, this is going to be Dom time for the next 10 years. And it doesn't work out that way.
And by the way, I wanted to add, that's not your sport per se. I would say basketball is. And since you're here, even though it's Christmas Eve, I got to take a shot. Is this DEI striking its head again? This female ref last night. Dan asked me in the Sixers game, Scott, I don't know if you saw it, has this ever happened before? She throws Embiid. She ejects Embiid on a questionable call. That wasn't an offensive foul. And then Drummond has a guy constantly flopping, not even touching him. She ejects him. So that's actually 4 steps, 2 to each to get ejection. Then they bring Drummond back. She goes over and says to Nick Nurse, and it's on Mike on national TV, I blanked up. She says the word. What the heck?
She was honest, I guess, right?
Yeah, but
like she went. I didn't see the game, but it sounds like she went like, what was it, like Billy Crystal in that movie?
Yeah.
What was that movie where he just tossing guys out because he's just lost his mind? That's bizarre. The problem with the NBA officiating really is that they tend to take sides in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, the problem I have
with like a Forget Paris reference there.
Yeah, being a ref in the NBA is harder than any of these other things because you're on the move pretty much. In football, many times you're stationary. In baseball, you're stationary. Baseball, you ought to be able to balls and strikes hard. But being a ref in the NBA with what these guys do, that's very difficult.
Oh, it is difficult. It just bothers me though when you're watching a playoff series and the league decides they want the Lakers to win and the Lakers get every call.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's obvious. Like it's
exactly.
it's exactly. one thing you mentioned earlier about Biden with all these pardons, I think what the Republicans need to do is make the point that, hey, Biden's not making these calls, and basically no matter what Democrat you might elect in the future in 2028 or whenever, you're getting the same guy. You're getting the same policies. It has nothing to do with who's president for the Democrats anymore. This is the party. They're in control.
Exactly right. Scott, what's your 7 today?
My 7, funny you mentioned basketball, is that my first reaction, and I didn't necessarily love him as a kid, but I just can't think of how good he was Nate Archibald, Tiny Archibald. I just remember when he was with the Celtics, number 7, and as being a little point guard, there were times I tried to emulate little things that he did. That's just the guy that pops in my head and when I hear number 7.
He led the league in scoring and assists one year, I think.
Yes, in the same season. Yeah.
Same season.
Yep, Kansas City, Omaha, 72-73.
Hard to believe. Have a great Christmas, Scott. Thank you.
Yeah, you too. 7. Merry Christmas, guys.
Thank you very much. So we're looking for, coming off 7 fishes, we're looking for something 7 here. We've had all kinds of stuff. We haven't asked on YouTube today, Dan, anything on Twitter, anything that people like?
1 sec, I'm pulling it up now. Where's my thing? Oh, no, I've lost it. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, here we go. Hasn't been sober. Don't want to take this off unless... remember that show back in like the mid-2000s called Seventh Heaven? It's really not talked about anymore, but mentions that one. Starman has a big one. Dom, do I take it off the board? I think I will. How about good old James Bond?
Ah, yes, yeah, 007.
Yeah.
Now that is a potential winner. That actually became part of culture. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Hey, by the way, one quick note, too. I hope you're done your shopping, by the way, at this point, Dan. I got mine done finally. After multiple excursions, Rose's shopping list is over.
What percentage was online for you?
I got it. Do what?
How much of your shopping was done online, like percentage-wise?
Almost none. DJ did a couple things for me online, but no, for these items, I can't do it. And I want to mention in-person shopping, says Fox, made a big comeback among a record-spending holiday season. It's up $24 billion. Shoppers are ready to drop some cash this holiday season, $24 billion plus. Online shopping is still the biggest hit, but in-person shopping making a comeback, and they predict that nearly half of all shoppers will head to department and discount stores to knock out their shopping list. So there's certain items, I think you're kidding yourself if you're buying online. I just can't see. What percentage would you say is yours online?
I did probably 60% online this year to 40% going out and buying. Yeah. I stayed ahead of the trend, though. Like, usually I wait until the final week to get all my gifts, so I have no option but to go out to the stores and get them, and it's miserable because the lines are long.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, but... Yeah, I did some in stores. I mean, I live right near the Deptford Mall now, so I spend a lot of time perusing that mall, and I got to say, it really feels like Deptford Mall, Cherry Hill Mall. You go to those malls, it feels like malls are on the mend and they're coming back. But then you go over to like Morristown Mall. I walked through that one and it was pretty sad. The old Echelon Mall in Cherry Hill not looking too good either. But man, I would love to see a comeback of the old style of malls and all and in-person shopping.
I went to the Cherry Hill Mall and I agree with you. It was great. I went to the Plymouth Meeting Mall, if that's what it really is. I think it's subterfuge. There's big stores outside. Oh my God, inside.
Yeah,
ooh,
it's sad.
Not exactly
it's
inviting.
A shell. There's certain malls that have like county offices now that take up half the mall, or like a medical.
Yeah,
office.
It's stuff like this. There's a store called Bullseye, and then there's a store of some human evolution thing. A store.
Yeah, it's strange.
I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
All right. Coming to you, 7 fishes in play. If you're doing it, Dan has been overruled by Amadeo. Well, maybe
Amadeo was on my side. He said that the Italians are the highest order are those that use real fishes. No, they don't use that seafood crap. No,
I think he's probably a northern Italian, north of the country, because they look down on the southern Italians, I think, a little bit. And that's what he struck me as.
Yeah, but he's saying you need like the sardines out there.
Yeah, and the pot pie with seafood. No way.
That's
not
on
my watch. Okay. We got that going on. And, of course, your answer to the side question. Do vote to at Dom Show 1210, at Dom Show 1210. You know what the word of the year now going forward is, Dan, that I'd like to put on the docket? And it's been said. It's pedestrian, but it's going to be the word of 2025 in the battle. And that is, will the public see the people that Trump has put into play with all these battles that are going on these cabinet picks as disruptors. They will see them as disruptors, but will they see them as disruptors that they really want? In other words, they're disrupting the swamp. They're disrupting what goes on in Washington. Or will they see them as too far outside the box? With Kennedy, it depends on the point of emphasis. I mean, Trump is the ultimate disruptor. I don't know that people other than talk radio people would say they went into the booth and I want Trump to be a disruptor. They might say words like change and I'm tired of this stuff and inflation and everything else. But these are disruptors big time. The biggest, I still think, is RFK Jr. The biggest legacy and the biggest agenda is going to be our health, and that's where the battle is. I think Pete Hegseth is going to make it. Tulsi Gabbard, I think, is going to be a huge fight. Kennedy's going to be a huge fight, but I think there's enough. Might even get a Democrat vote or two with Kennedy. And who's the other one that might be difficult? Pam Bondi. Now, she's going to sail through pretty much. Disruptor. That's the word of the year going forward. All right, phone lines are 855-839-1210.
The good and bad with home improvement projects. The good, you save $1 or $2. The bad.
Kevin, there's no hot water.
So you move on to the car.
Kevin, what's with the car?
Good news, you can recover from these.
Kevin!
Well, most all of them. But when it comes to your retirement, a mistake can be devastating.
Call Joe Yakovich at JML Financial Group. He's been helping folks prepare for retirement for over 30 years. That's why he's able to correct your do-it-yourself problems before they're problems.
Get your complimentary assessment of where you are now and look at some of the retirement boxes you haven't even thought of.
Kevin!
You can't YouTube your retirement. Call Joe Yakovich at 856-925-6674 or visit jmlfinancialgroup.com. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Brokers International Financial Services, LLC, member SIPC. Brokers International Financial Services, LLC is not an affiliated company.
When you need to know, depend on KYW News Radio 103.9 FM.
A long-standing sweet Christmas Eve tradition continues in South Philly, and 2 men are charged in the shooting death of a man on I-95 in October of last year. And SEPTA welcomes 16 new officers as they move closer to becoming fully staffed.
Get the latest anytime on KYW News Radio. Now on Crystal Clear 103.9 FM.
You've never needed us more.
You're a winner this winter when you play Borgata's Winning Wonderland. From now through December 28th, earn entries in slot and table games for your stake in over $1 million in prizes, including 2 2025 Land Rover Range Rovers, each valued at over $150,000. Drawings take place every Saturday with grand prize drawings on November 30th and December 28th. For details, visit theborgata.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's a great month to get a luxurious new Volvo from Cherry Hill Volvo. You'll be thankful because there's so many fabulous offers to take advantage of. Lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. Costco members save even more, up to $2,000 in additional rebates. See store for details. Customers enjoy the stress-free and satisfactory experience Cherry Hill Volvo provides. Cherry Hill Volvo, where relationships really do matter.
Local news can come at you fast. Want the latest on what's happening in your backyard? Download the free Odyssey app. Follow your local news station, and you'll get alerts on the top stories making headlines in your city. You can stay in the know, no matter what you're up to, and be among the first to find out when news breaks. Plus, keep tabs on weather and traffic, so you're never caught off guard. To get started, download the Odyssey app. That's AUDACY, and follow your local news station.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. Miss any of the Dom Giordano program? Download and follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app.
All right, it is Dom time. Dan's still at the news desk as we turn toward Christmas Eve. Dan, what do you have?
Yeah, just 16 newly minted officers coming to SEPTA Transit Police. It's about 90% now that they're staffed. 232 total sworn officers on staff. Lawson told sister station KYW that there's another academy class coming in January. Puts them at about 94% staffed. They've increased the size by 20 officers throughout the year. Lawson says, I'm lucky in the fact that they're prioritizing safety, and so that enables him to continue to hire, continue to promote staff up through the ranks. They make, just a little factoid here, $66,500 a year after graduating the academy, and then $79,528 after 2 years. So I pose the question, is that enough pay? Is that good pay for, these police officers and what they got to deal with there over in SEPTA?
I would say marginal. They would have started 75, and maybe they'd be at like 85 after 2 years, something like that.
Yeah.
That's how difficult
this is.
I think that's
fair. Yeah.
And I don't see any sparkling reports. We'll have to try to get the police commissioner back, but I don't think they're recruiting more cops in Philadelphia. Not that I hear, not that I have a sense of. And, again, I know they're touting numbers of this, that, and the other being down. I'm still suspect on that stuff, to put it mildly. I don't think Philadelphia is safe. I think it's a lot cleaner, though, that Sherelle Parker has followed through on that, and there's been a lot more work on that. Now, I don't know. It takes a long time to change people not just throwing stuff all over the place. But on that promise, there has been follow-through. What they're celebrating, though, is something that was a done deal that we knew. They were going to put the stadium in there, and that's it, the arena in there, and away we go. All right, 855-839-1210. Now I'm here Thursday. I'm not going to probably play any more this hour, but I have a lot of sound on Thursday post-Christmas of just how devastated these families are that expected justice. Their loved ones were killed sometimes many years ago, sometimes as young as 9 or 10 years of age, and Joe Biden just said, I don't care. And yet, in his own dementia or advisors. So I think he's got advisors going on here. He would not commute the sentence of Dylan Roof, who killed black people in a church in South Carolina. He would not do that for those 2 animals who killed people and maimed them in the Boston Marathon. He would not do it for the guy who killed people. He explicitly wanted to kill people who were Jewish in a synagogue in Pittsburgh, saying, well, these are hate crimes. Can you imagine the perverted thought process that we've gotten into? So a hate crime, you're still going to be on death row. These others, one of whom was convicted of 12 murders, 12 in Philadelphia, not on death row. What's the standard? It's progressivism. They don't have any standard. It is disgusting beyond belief. It's part of a temper tantrum, I guess, of this guy and or his advisors. And I predict over the Christmas next couple of days, they're going to roll out something else. God knows what he might try to do between now and Trump's inauguration, just to get even, just to make it more difficult, like selling off the border materials so that they're not readily available to build a border. He is a miserable, the whole family, including Dr. Jill Biden. I had a cut, I didn't put it on today, where she says, happy holidays to a group of kids that are like 7, 8, and 9. and one of the kids yells out, "Merry Christmas," loudly.
There you go. I got that for you if you want that.
Okay, let's hear it. Yeah.
Hello. How are you? Hi. Happy holidays. Hi. Happy Christmas. Yes.
And where's that other? Where are the stockings? I wish one of the kids. Where are those stockings you used to put up on the fireplace? There's a fireplace right in the back. Well, we don't put them up anymore because they didn't want to put up the stocking of Hunter Biden's daughter. That's why there's no stocking up there. This is a low-rent family. It always has been. They're grabbing at anything. God knows what else they'll do in the next, 28 days, whatever it is.
Did you see the awkward moment where Biden pulls up the kid on stage and offers him to sit on his lap like he's Santa, and the kid just looks at him and just stands in front of him?
Yeah, and Dan, I've said before with this. Remember, I told you DJ didn't want to go. I had broadcasts from the White House. Clinton was the president. DJ said he couldn't shake his hand. I thought we may have to shake the hand, so he didn't go because I may even be.
I love that from DJ, by the way. That's hilarious.
Yeah, but you know what? Biden at this point, I don't even know, Dan, that in good conscience could I make the case. I'm not shaking your hand. I'm shaking the hand of the office and the presidency of the United States. I got to tell you, I'm going back and forth on both shoulders here about what to do with that because this is just farcical, and that he was and his handlers were pushing him to run 4 more years.
Yeah, but we're talking about sitting on the lap of the office of the United States.
Well, right, yeah. Well, that's a little bit, yeah. And then the kid probably heard he's going to be sniffed and everything else. So I'm in agreement with the kid there. He doesn't have to sit on Joe Biden's lap. If he wants to shake his hand,
yeah, it's a great
then he can shake the hand. You're right. Would you shake his hand, Dan?
Well, I don't want to injure him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
How tight do you squeeze without, leaving anything?
Well, I think you can shake the hand and then say something to him in the most civil way.
You give him like a dead fish kind of handshake?
Yeah, but you can say to him, "I'm shaking your hand as President of the United States, but you as a person are miserable."
Sir, your hand is being shook right now. Is that what you mean?
Exactly.
When you tell him?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'd shake the guy's hand. Come on,
yeah. Yeah, it is just amazing to me. And Bill Clinton in person, well, I know he's in the hospital now, was entertaining beyond belief. I don't think Joe Biden would be. And Trump, I don't know who's more entertaining. I've seen Bill Clinton up close, but Trump up closer. The entertainment factor, when our own Mary Walter, Dan, was there. She was one of the talk hosts. And we're sitting on the couch, and Trump says, "Oh, there's only one lady here," meaning Mary. "I'm going to put you next to me in the chair I put the dictators in." And he gets a chair that was behind a curtain and puts it right there. I mean,
was there a fight between two hosts that day? Or?
Yeah, that's where I'm looking. The picture we still have of me looking down at the head and thinking it's a Roman viaducts, how he got the hair in there.
I don't know if you heard earlier this week, Mary was on filling in for Dawn, and
yes.
She actually told us a very similar story from her perspective. So it's kind of cool to hear from both sides this week.
About the
yeah, she was saying
Office.
How she was at the Oval Office with Dom
yes.
Giordano and told this very similar story. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, she was sitting there with her colleague in the morning. I think there were 3 others and me. So it was a limited audience, and it was like 50 minutes or so with them. I'm thinking, man, this is a long time.
Yeah.
In walk all these Congress people, trying to pitch him on Syria to put troops in there, which I know was a no-go. And he goes, "Don't mind them," to the Congress people. "These are the important people," pointing to us. And I'm like, oh, God. And then somebody says, "Sir," the photographer, "there's no time for pictures, I've been told." Trump stops everything. A missile could have been coming. And he goes, "There's always time for pictures." And we all got to line up. And it took 20 minutes. There's going to be a picture here. Get that straight. Don't even think about it. Ivanka came in during that period of time.
Did he stay sitting for everybody though with the picture, or was he standing?
I think he stood with some people. For me, he.
Is that a power move?
What, the stay sitting?
Yeah, the stay sitting and have you like.
I'd rather he's a little bit taller, so me on that. I'd have to be.
That's true. Yeah.
Wearing Ron DeSantis shoes that day, in order to do this. Will Ron DeSantis, when he runs again, wear lifts? That's the question.
If he does, he might trip.
I understand why he would, though. I mean, I understand that. Oh, come on, then. People, Dan, all say that. Why would you do that? He's about 5'7", maybe, and that's difficult. when you're standing up
I
there.
don't think height matters anymore, to be quite honest. Saying this as a 6'8" guy,
yeah, everybody says that, Dan. You tell that to a guy's 5'7" right now. The height matters. Come on. Tell it to me.
I guess I wouldn't know, truly.
Yeah, I mean, I care about it.
It's not a lived experience for this one.
No, it's not for me. You know, I'd like to, 6'3". Well, you know the story. We were supposed to have a talk
6'2" and 3/4
we were supposed to have a talk host debate, and it's not anybody who's there now. This is a long time ago. And the guy says, no, I'm not standing next to Dom because he's too tall. And a former PD way back says, yeah, what are you, about 6'3"?
All right, so throwing in the birth of your children, seeing them graduate, the proudest moments of Dom Giordano's life, where does that fit? It's got to be top 5, right?
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, that's right up there.
Being told that you got to be, yeah.
Yes. All right, 855-839-1210. Let's go to Joe in Bordentown here with something that's 7. Joe, what's yours?
Merry Christmas Eve, good gentlemen.
Thank you, Joe, very much.
Mine would be the 7 Hills of Rome.
Okay, why is that one so big to you?
Well, you're having that 7 fishes.
Yeah,
and as bar, I would recommend beluga caviar.
Oh, the caviar.
Are
really?
whales? Wait, where's caviar from? Beluga caviar is from beluga whales, right? And are beluga whales fish?
Oh, beluga fish. It's a fish.
But are whales fish? I don't think whales are fish, are they? Are whales fish?
Sturgeon.
Yeah, they're a mammal, right? Seinfeld
no, it's
knowledge.
A fish.
I would be fine with that.
Whales are not fish, though.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of caviar. It gives me just although I've eaten octopus. Robert in Bensalem. Robert, afternoon. Merry Christmas.
Hey, Dom, Dan, it's really good to talk to you guys today. I just wanted to let you know I'm all in for singing along on the album, but I would need to do it remotely from my shower because that's really the only place I sound any good.
Oh, no, that voice just in the background. Sam Elliott, come on, we out at you now. Stop it.
It depends on who you ask. If it's all right, I wanted to change my answer because I heard you mention earlier about buying Greenland and that it's the biggest island in the country. And I just wanted to say the reason why Australia isn't the biggest island in the country is because it occupies its own continental plate, whereas Greenland is part of the North American plate. And
but, Greenland's an island, though. I always thought it's connected. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, it's on the same plate, but it is separated by water, and the Danes could have it until now. I think there's things there we might want. But I wanted to change my side answer because my original answer, I'm pretty sure everybody's had enough of that for the next 4 years. So going along with what I was just talking about, the 7 continents of the globe. There are 7 continents, and that's my answer. And I wanted to close with Dom, Roe, Dan, Maisie, Jim, Henry, Dawn, et al. Merry Christmas, heartfelt. Have a great day, all right?
Thank you, Robert. I like the et al. That's a touch of class. Wow, is that Captain Chucky, Dan, there coming up?
Is it?
I thought, did you put it up or is somebody else there?
No,
Oh, okay. 7 new fish
I
menu.
don't know. I didn't screen him. I think it is.
Oh, who's screening there?
It's Sean, but
Sean, I didn't know
think
there was
this is like a visit from Santa Claus.
Yeah, visit from Captain Chucky, whose book Captain Krabby's Castle of Friendship and Love is available at all Captain Chucky's. All right, he's going to rule in my favor on this. I know that.
He's got to make sure it's him during the break, but I'm almost positive
make sure.
it is.
But he's of your tribe. You know that, right?
What is that?
He's of your tribe.
Is he really?
Oh yes, yeah. Ask him some
Pole?
pierogi questions.
Yeah?
Yes, I think he's a Pole.
Ooh.
Yes, pretty sure he's a Pole.
That's why he had that pierogi soup, huh?
There you go. Yeah. All right, 855-839-1210. We'll get to those calls coming up. Happy holidays to all. It's a perfect time to talk about Rescue Natural Supplements and their Deck the Hall sale. Right now, you can save up to 78% on exceptional natural supplements for every area of your health, from essentials like omega-3s and probiotics to cholesterol support, natural pain relief, and more. And the best part, over a dozen health-boosting rescue products are marked down under $20. Get started or stock up today. Call 800-26-ALIVE, 800-262-5483. Speak to a rescue product consultant or shop online at res-q.com, res-q.com. With Rescue, you can reinforce your immune system, boost energy, and reach your health goals. Again, there's no code needed to save up to 78% site-wide. Get a head start on your health. Visit res-q.com. Do it today.
Weather sponsored by Turn 7.
We'll hang around the upper 20s overnight, cloudy conditions. Tomorrow, wintry mix in the morning, high of around 39. Christmas Day, partly cloudy, high 39. Thursday, 38, partly cloudy conditions as well. And on Friday, 44 for the high. Weekend, looks like we might see some rain.
Below cost to the bare walls. Turn 7 liquidations must vacate and liquidate immediately with massive extra 50% off savings. Just arrived toys. Disney, Barbie, Marvel, Lego. Values to $50, $5. Turn 7, closing liquidation, Philadelphia Mills. Turn 7 liquidations.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, it's Greg with Kale & Company. The NFL playoffs are almost here, and it's not too late to get in on the regular season action with FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino. It's America's #1 sportsbook right now. New customers can finish the season strong with $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. You heard that correct. $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. FanDuel has so many ways for you to pick up a W. Not only can you bet on who will win the game, but FanDuel also has bets for which player will score a touchdown, how many points each team will score, and so much more. All you have to do is go to FanDuel.com/Greg. FanDuel.com/Greg to join today. This way, you'll be all set for the biggest game of the year. FanDuel.com/Greg for your chance at $250 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of 1210 WPHT. 21 and over. Present PA. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Window Nation presents the 1210 WPHT Veteran Spotlight in partnership with the Travis Manion Foundation. Listen the first Wednesday of every month as Kale & Company shines a spotlight on a local veteran, highlighting their remarkable commitment to the community and their exceptional service in the military. Presented by Window Nation. At Window Nation, there's nothing more important than giving back to the communities we serve. For all of your window and door needs, visit windownation.com. That's windownation.com.
With so much uncertainty in the world today, you may find yourself wondering, is now even the right time to retire?
And so many people are waiting, and those folks are going to be waiting a really long time, I hate to say, because there's no perfect time. The market is always unpredictable and volatile.
Fortunately, Jim Cipriotti has been helping get people to, through, and beyond retirement for over 25 years. And each week, he wants to help give you that freedom to retire. Listen to Freedom to Retire with Jim Cipriotti, Saturday mornings at 9 and Sunday afternoons at 5 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility and great pay and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Broadcasting live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and on the free Odyssey app.
Calamite is already in the clams and spaghetti, a beautiful sight. We're happy tonight, eating 7 fishes Christmas Eve.
Oh, there you go. That would have been today's Money Melody if we had everything set. But for the definitive answer to the 7 fishes menu, Amadeo told us what a first-class Italian would have.
Yeah.
And Dan's been hanging on that.
I know.
Now the Captain Chucky. Who better would know 7 fishes than Captain Chucky himself? Hey, Chuck, welcome back to the show. Thanks very much, you and Nancy and family, Have a great Christmas. What can you tell us about this?
Well, first of all, Merry Christmas to both of you guys there in the entire place, including Daddy Dorenzo. Well, first of all, let me clear something up. Dom, 240 nuns at the last big dinner we did over there. And out of that 240, 37 came to me and said, excuse me, where's that big, tall, good-looking Italian guy that was here one year? And
That's
I thought
very...
they were talking about David, but he's only 5'7". So it had to be
wait a minute. They're only 37 out of the 240. What the heck happened to these nuns, Dan? Come on.
No, some of them are new, and a bunch of them, when you were there, have passed away already.
We got to do that again. That speaks well of the nuns. Thank you. Thanks. As long as they mention the hair, I'm there.
And Nance just pulled my driver's license, too. She's sitting right here. And my last name is Wojciechowski, so I guess I'm part of the tribe.
Yeah,
definitely, yes. We didn't have to pull that so much. So, Chuck, rule on the 7 fishes here.
Yeah, Captain Chuck, I say that seafood, I don't know. Fish is a seafood, but not all seafood is fish. So should seafood count toward the 7 fishes for Italian 7 fishes dinner? You are the arbiter of everything fish. You are Captain Chucky. What do you say? Does seafood count as one of the 7 fishes? Calamad, shrimp, do they count?
Calamad is actually on my list, and I would actually say yes, it is part of it, because when they said 7 fishes, think about it, way back then, it was anything that came out of the water.
There you go.
Okay, all right, then I stand down. I've been proven
I say
wrong.
Calamad just because I love saying it. And I think Amadeo, I caught him, Dan, was not as Italian on that. It is Calamad.
Well, my grandparents, I'm second generation, came from Poland, but Nancy is 100% Italian. Her parents came from England, right, from Italy. So what I do, because I'm the main cook in the house, I blend the two together. So I'll give you a quick thing. Number one, my appetizer to start mine is my crab critter, but it's dredged in Nancy's red gravy. I got to mix them. I got wild-caught shrimp, but that's breaded in Italian breadcrumbs. So that works. My snapper soup with the turtle, absolutely, but it's got Italian pasta shells floating in the bowl.
All right.
I got fried potato cod, but that's in a scampi sauce. Number 5, galamata, I just leave that alone. That's it.
Yes, there you go.
Number 6, my Smith Island crab cake dressed with Nancy's Alfredo sauce.
Oh, boy.
So I got the Pollock and Italian going together.
That sounds so good. The Smith Island with the Alfredo. Oh, man.
Dom, you've done a great job for us over the years. So my dessert is the Dom roll topped with rainbow spumoni.
Oh, my God. Ro, get busy making me some of those. That Dom roll, that's the point of pride. Hey, Chuck, thank you so much. And, again, congratulations on the book, Captain Krabby's Castle of Friendship and Love. And most of these fish seafoods are in there, and they all end up well. And these are available at all the Captain Chucky's all over the area.
And soon to be on Amazon and Barnes & Noble also.
And all the proceeds go to Shriners. You can't do better
Hospital,
than that.
Absolutely.
Great stuff,
Beautiful.
Chuck. Thank you so much. Got to get
Merry
together soon.
Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Captain Chucky here. You can't. All right, Dan, let's get a debate. Captain Chucky and Amadeo here. We got people voting for that on Twitter. All right, we'll give you the final vote count before we get off today. We're off tomorrow. Dan is back with me on Thursday, though. We'll be live and local. And Friday at 2 o'clock will be the finale of the Caller of the Year. We'll give you a final vote count. Remember, you can vote at Dom Show 1210. And we'll decide a winner today to put your name into the hat. Something with 7 in it. Some of the heavy hitters coming up. You can get in. 855-839-1210.
This is Phil Cannella with a holiday message for you, the American retiree. As long as you don't accept failure, you'll always have hope. And as long as you volunteer for others and give, you'll always have purpose in your life. And here's my message to the financial industry and its advisors. You can make a living from what you take, but you can make so many more lives better from what you give. Give the knowledge of truth so that it brings clarity to a financial industry that so many American retirees depend on. These are the gifts that have given me purpose and have fulfilled my life. In the coming years, we will give you the truth that will bring clarity to more retirees who need safety from a financial industry that's unwilling and unable to give back. On behalf of Joanne Small and the Crash Proof Retirement Team, we wish you a very happy holiday and a bright and better new year.
Homeowners, improve your family's comfort with a Bradford White water heater and enjoy all the hot water your household needs all day, every day. With Bradford White, you get more than just a water heater. You get our commitment to quality and reliability that you can trust. How you heat your water matters, so don't compromise when it comes to your home or your hot water. Bradford White water heaters are built to be the best because your home deserves it. Visit BradfordWhite.com to learn more and find an installation pro near you.
For more expert appliance shopping advice, here's National Appliance Warehouse's own appliance guru.
Hello, let's talk premium. These are the top-of-the-line appliances that dream kitchens are made of. If you're planning an investment like this in your home, where you buy is as important as what you buy. At National Appliance Warehouse, we're committed to delivering the superior buying experience you deserve. Our showroom features beautifully displayed premium appliances of every major brand, including highly sought-after Sub-Zero, Wolf, and Cove. Our team of gurus is well-versed at guiding you as you navigate the same appliances you'd find in the most magnificent homes and kitchens of cooking enthusiasts. And the National Appliance Warehouse team has the expertise to properly deliver and install your stunning new appliances.
It's the season of savings at National Appliance Warehouse. Purchase a qualifying Sub-Zero Wolf and Cove appliance package and choose 3 years of additional warranty or a rebate up to $2,500. Click nationalappliancewarehouse.com or visit their showroom in tax-free Wilmington today.
Hey, Joe DeCamera here. Isn't it time to invest in yourself? Well, how about this? Start a PI Dental Center with decades of experience in complex dental treatment, and I've been a patient of PI Dental for 20 years. Dr. Glenn Wolfinger and Dr. Robert Slough, they're board-certified prosthodontists. They specialize in the restoration and replacement of teeth, and PI Dental Center are the originators of the teeth in a day. It's a revolutionary treatment that delivers fixed teeth and implants placed for a dramatic transformation in a mere 1 day. So visit PIDentalCenter.com. That's PIDentalCenter.com to request your new patient evaluation.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You know, as they say, one person's personal information is another person's treasure.
Exactly. That's why I use NordVPN every time I surf the web. Features like Threat Protection Pro's safeguard devices from phishing websites and disable intrusive ads and trackers. Just check NordVPN.com, grab the deal, and see for yourself. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Keeping free speech alive. Odyssey's #1 talk station. Talk Radio 1210. WPHT.
The time has come for the final test.
We usually call it the lightning round.
Yes, it is. Some heavy hitters here, too. Let's go to Joe of Exton on the side question. Hey, Joe, Merry Christmas. What do you have today?
Yes, hello, Dom. Merry Christmas. In the song 12 Days of Christmas, the seventh day describes 7 swans swimming, with each swan representing a gift to the spirit.
Beautifully put, Joe. Right on brand as usual. Thank you very much. He delivers. Where does this come from?
Merry Christmas, Joe.
All right, next
7
up,
swans swimming.
The 2023 Caller of the Year, who graciously stepped aside to allow this great battle to happen here, the Earl of Tacony, after another successful album. Hey, Earl, what do you have today?
Agent of Chaos, that's what I do. However, I want to mention that, Dan, thanks for playing the Dumpster Fire song, because it's not on the album. I didn't see it.
It's on there. It's like number 3 or something. Go look back. It's on there. Yeah, I promise it's on there.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing more on
number
Thursday,
2.
including the Pressler song, yes.
Okay, because I was listening on the Brazilian version. I didn't hear it. So,
Okay.
But and I would assume that my anchovy Caesar salad dressing would qualify as a fish.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
I think it would.
Yes, it does. Yes, it would.
And
According to
sardines,
Amadeo. Amadeo wants a quart of it, yes.
And I have no problem singing with other people because I never claim to be Elton John. I always claim to be Bernie Taupin. I'm not known for my singing. I'm a writer. I don't claim to be a singer. So I reserve myself to be Bruce Springsteen. I write the songs and then screech them out in some horrible way. So,
all righty, good defense.
Krasner World, Krasner World, Krasner World, Krasner World. It's not safe to live in the city.
Beautifully done. One of our favorites. Earl, what's your side today?
You touched on it earlier. I'm going to go with Joe Biden and his 7 grandkids, although I don't know if that's a legitimate answer because there are only 6 stockings at the White House.
Gotcha very much. What a miserable family. Leslie Bryn Mawr
hey,
here
Leslie,
on
aloha.
Talk Radio 1210. Merry Christmas. Aloha.
Aloha and Mele Kalikimaka.
Added Hawaiian here.
Yeah, why do I not have that queued up? Here you go.
Why don't you have that one queued up? That's a good one. So, Merry Christmas to all the listeners and the gang at WPHT, and hope we all have a blessed new year with this wonderful president coming back into office. And if I were to get to shake Joe Biden's hand, I would just have to look him straight in the face and say, worst president ever.
Ooh.
You know what? I would say that...
And he replied, huh?
Yeah, Buchanan was kind of foolish, but Joe Biden is malevolent at this point. Even Buchanan didn't do this. And Jimmy Carter had a good post-presidency. It's Biden. He is the worst.
He really is. There's just nothing nice about him. I'll never forget where he said they had to blank it out, but he was down in Florida during one of the hurricanes, and he goes up to some guy and he's chatting with him, and he goes, "You don't blank with a Biden."
Yeah, that's always been the attitude.
Give me a break. Gosh almighty.
Yep, exactly right. So, Leslie, what do you have today?
They just thought they were too cool for the world,
Yeah.
So I have, and I'm going to attach this to the contest, that I will be voting 7 ways to Sunday for Scott of Mount Laurel.
I love how you worked it in just like he does. Beautifully played.
Wonderful. He's the greatest. He's so clever. He's a great guy, and I'm really pulling for him, and I hope that he gets on top here.
All right. Thank you, Leslie. Have a great Christmas. Dan, we're starting to get the endorsement calls. They'll be coming out of the woodwork here. So, Dan, how do we stand as we head into Christmas?
The 7 ways to study that she fit in there, too. That's our
answer.
Answer.
That's what I mean. That's very apropos of his style.
So we're talking final answers here, Dom?
Yes.
So we just asked, I'm sorry. Mickey Mantle, Joe of Columbus.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, first the Twitter thing, Dan. So
have
that?
Okay. I just heard Joe of Columbus. I didn't know you were talking final answers or not. No, I do not have. Wow, look at me failing here at the end of the show. No, I'll have it in 30 seconds. Not even 30 seconds. 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 59.8% Dom for Joe in Columbus.
Okay.
With 40.2% Scott in Mount Laurel. Remember, Joe has that 4-point handicap or 4-vote handicap.
Yeah.
And it's not looking too good for Scott. At Dom Show 1210 if you want to be like Leslie and vote for Scott in Mount Laurel.
So Leslie's kind of like an RFK Jr. endorsement there, Dan. There might be a lot of donor dollars and stuff going on. Christmas dinners, wine, aloha be sent. So you can vote right now for either one at Dom Show 1210 at Dom Show 1210. Dan, some of the contenders today.
Yeah, so big. I like the ones in sports today. Barb in Turnersville with Ron Jaworski. Joe in Columbus had a big one. Mickey Mantle. Nate Archibald from Scott in Mount Laurel. 2 sports from their 2 contenders. 7 continents from Robert in Ben-Salem was a very clever one. Earl with the political answer of Joe Biden's 7 grandchildren. Amadeo with a great call. Had the 7 virtues to counter your 7 deadly sins, Dom. If I'm going with the world of sports, I'm probably going with the biggest name out of any of them, though. Mickey Mantle, Joe in Columbus.
I'm going with Amadeo today, though, Dan.
Yeah?
The whole thing, following the rent. Yes,
all right.
The 7 virtues are pretty funny. Yeah. Amadeo, you're in the hat. Now, buddy, don't eat that pot pie tonight. I'll be watching. All right, that does
Seafood
it for today. Coming up, it's Sid Marks, Frank Sinatra Christmas will take over throughout Christmas Day. Dan and I will be back noon until 3 on the 26th, and I'll be here on the 27th, etc. So good time to thank everybody. It's been another great year as we continue forward in 2025. Big things on the drawing boards to happen. But just think of some of the events we've been through together. You saw a 40-yard football throw at the neck. Don't forget that. All right, Dan, anything to add here?
No, just Merry Christmas to everybody and just the entire community of the Dom Show that's out there. Just fantastic friends built over the years. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. Happy Hanukkah to those who are celebrating the first day tomorrow, and enjoy your holidays.
Absolutely. And, Sean, thanks for producing today, being with us. Follow on Twitter at DomShow1210 and do vote at DomShow1210. Sid Marks, Frank Sinatra Christmas is next on Talk Radio 1210. WPHT.
Jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh, dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
Hi, everyone. This is Dom Giordano here with my friend and